viewers, it's me, your Captain Vasco speaking. I welcome you to yet another installment of Disco Elysium. That's right, it's Disco Elysium on a Friday, but not just any Friday. It's Friday, May 12th, 2023, which is, just like a specific Friday, but also a signifier that it's Mother's Day weekend. So we're not streaming tomorrow. The family's weekend schedule's a little complicated with my sister hosting the Nebula Awards proper on Sunday evening, and my parents going to do that, so I'm gonna try and spend time that I would normally spend, mostly on the day of Mother's Day, divided amongst the weekend, so that everyone gets mother time. That sounded worse when I said it out loud and waited 5 seconds. I apologize to everyone who heard that. But the point being that, because we're not streaming on Saturday, we're going to do some Disco Elysium today. Mainly because I have been too busy this week to put up a poll, but the last time I put up a poll in a similar circumstance, it was pretty unanimous that people would prefer to make more progress in Disco Elysium when having to choose between that and Murder by Numbers. And also because at the end of last Saturday's stream, we found out about a really cagey woman whose family is missing and presumed dead. But she sort of sparked a certain interest in our character that we kind of have to figure out what our, I believe she called it our heraldic bird / spirit captain. And that definitely sounds like something that we have to do. And I mean, sooner rather than later. I don't think it could wait like a whole other week is sort of the problem. But what else did we get done? What did we actually accomplish? Well, we talked to Joyce something. Her last name escapes me. She's the representative of Wild Pines, the company that's on one side of the ubiquitous union dispute that has been at the core of the early game stuff. Will probably continue to be important. And didn't really learn much of consequence about her position based on any of the new information we got from Everard. In fact, we weren't really able to tell her much about Everard other than the fact that he's trying to get our gun back, and that really made Lieutenant Kim upset. But, frankly, if I try not to make Lieutenant Kim upset, he gets upset. If I do something that would make him upset, sometimes it doesn't make him upset. It's just really hard to gauge, which is one of my gripes about the character. But, it's fine. He's still a great character. I know he's everyone's favorite character. And I don't dislike him. I just find that one thing kind of irksome. Because I feel like he is a character who I should be able to predict his reaction to most things based on just an early introduction to him. And that is almost never the case. And so that irritates me a little. But setting that aside, we talked to her. She mainly gave us a lowdown on reality, which gave us a bunch of experience points and a lot of proper nouns. I'll be honest with you, almost none of that got retained. It's just a lot of buzzwords. It's an issue I have with this game's, world building. And I mean that in a literal and figurative sense here. Because, the local world building is mostly functional. The world building, as in an entire global, geopolitical infrastructure, it's just inaccessible in the way it's presented. At least to me. And then after we did that, we spent most of our time hanging out with the Hardy Boys. Not the Hardy Boys you might remember from books in your childhood, but a bunch of violent thugs who are part of the shipping union. It is a shipping company at large, right? It's occurring to me only now that I'm making some assumptions on that, and I don't 1000% know exactly what the union does. Which, probably isn't great for, 21 hours into the game or whatever we're at right now. But yeah, we learned that the convoy truck driver lady, who we had previously investigated as being part of a potential drug trade in the city of Revachol, is also in league with the Hardy Boys, which is complicated. There's also, and I didn't really talk about this last week because, it was enough in subtext that I didn't really think about it, because I was, trying to make those guys respect my authority, which, spoiler alert, didn't go well at all. But, reading a little bit between the lines, it's strongly implied that that lady was assaulted by the murder victim, who's like, presumed lynching we've been investigating. No one said anything to that direct effect, but the circumstantial discussion sort of suggests that happened. And definitely, I mean, it makes a gross situation sketchier. Which, you know, is like a great tagline for Disco Elysium based on my experience so far. But really, between those two things, that's most of what we got done last week. But now, we gotta find our heraldic bird, and I suspect it may be the white eagle, or as the Polish would say, an orzel bialy. Which is mostly an excuse for me to make a reference to one of my favorite video games, Eternal Sonata, which nobody likes or cares about, other than you guys, because you're probably here from the nonsense I posted on YouTube many years ago. Let's go to Steam and load game. How's everybody doing, by the way? I'm gonna load Heraldric Bird, which is how I spell it, which I think is wrong. But maybe not. I don't know. Right. So the quest we just got, find heraldic bird. Working class woman, I like that it's literally listed. The working class woman, no name, said that you're a bit of a cockatoo. What if it's true? Go read up on cockatoos in the bookstore. Maybe you'll discover something new about yourself. Now, it occurs to me, I don't immediately know where I expect to find a book on cockatoos in this place. But we can ask that lady who definitely likes me and doesn't hate me because I broke all of her magical wards on her cursed door.
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People.
Huh. Let's get around to 5 a little bit later. I would like to help Annette out. The last time I tried to do it, it gave me a negative debuff on something that happened many hours after I said it to her, and I don't even remember what it was. I would like to know about cockatoos, apparently.
A book about cockatoos? There should be one upstairs, right next to the shelf of biographies.
That's very specific. We'll get back to this later, thank you. To my earlier complaint, Echo says, Kim makes sense to me. I think part of it is that he's a bit guarded and secretive. He cares about doing his job, but he has a cool and mischievous side. So he has chemistry with Ambrosia, despite their different personalities. I'm sorry, what is Ambrosia in this context? Oh, is that an autocorrect from Raphael Ambrosius Cousteau? I think this is the... I imagine it's this very small book. By the way, can I recycle anything in here? No, I didn't think so.
A sulfur-crested cockatoo sits on the cover, its beak slightly open. It looks as if the bird is calling out the book title, From A to Zurich, a guide to a well-behaved cockatoo.
That's a good book title. That's not a great line read. Like, very much emphasized like a syllable between the Z and the R that I think undermines the notion of A to Zurich. Like, I feel like it should be a bird noise and not, like, actually trying to phonetically read the word. Let's flip through the pages before I shout, what about this guide to cockatoos, storekeeper?
Turns out that there are so many different cockatoo species, and they all have behavioral problems.
Hey, wait a minute, but she compared me to this bird.
You don't have behavioral problems. That's garbage. You're cool.
What about this?
It's a must-have if you own a cockatoo. I've heard they're quite capricious.
Now, here's my immediate problem, which is to say I have a money problem. I need like 20 for a night's stay, right? I've already forgotten this after like 2 weeks of not thinking about surviving. But like I also want to buy like $10 Man from Heimdall books. However, I don't think I want to steal this book. I mean, I am the law, so obviously it would be like legal for me to do so. I'm gonna come back to this. I don't think looking... I don't know what I would expect to happen if I bought that book, precisely. To think of it, the sun's getting a little low in the sky, and I don't have $20 to my name. I have some stuff I could sell at the pawn shop that I now know where it is, like, for realsies. But at the same time, like, it's just, like, not a sustainable situation. Oh, hang on. I'm having a thought.
Working class drunk. You know what this means, right?
I don't think I like where this is going. But before I discard this outright, I just want him to say what he thinks that means. Which I can only do by saying to myself in my head, case solved?
Cracked it. All in a good day's work.
Now listen, I've had a pretty good experience hanging out with Authority for most of this game. The events from last week aside. I don't feel like this is what I want. This feels like, you know, I've struggled to figure out where my character's supposed to fit in the political alignment in this weird system that the game presents. I don't think I want to be... I want people to respect my authority because I am the law. I don't think I want to be, like, emblematic of authoritarianism. And I feel like oppressing someone who's down on their luck and accosting them for crimes I have no evidence of, like, that's not a great look. So, like, bye. It does remind me, though. In the time since our last discussion about what to do with this, my socialism, I've committed myself on getting rid of it. So, I'm going to spend a skill point, forget this, and open up space because I have... Oh yeah, some kind of superstar is the thing I need to do next. And I'll need space for that, and I want +1 authority. Thought will be lost forever. Okay, bye. Awesome. Now, there's some sort of check I can do over here. I don't remember which of these two gentlemen it is, or why I care.
Officer,
But I can't not go.
the mere
I'm here.
sight of police in Martinez makes me feel safer already. How
Oh,
can I help you?
Was to ask him for a sandwich. I think I took emotional damage the last time I tried this, didn't I? I feel like maybe I shouldn't do that. I feel like I need my mental health more than I need a sandwich, which tracks for real life too. That reflects equally in real life and not real life. Now, okay, journal. What's the time frame on the Sunday friend thing that I really want to do? Sometime after 2100. Okay, for some reason I have like 1900 in my head, so I keep doing that wrong. Ah, and I do need 20 real. I mean, I could just go like looking for recyclables for a little while. I don't immediately know what I need to do other than pass time and acquire thoughts. Apparently, like, there's an awful lot of world out here. Actually, can't I, like... Can I ask you for money? Have I done that today?
Everything's still cool here, officer.
No, I failed at that already today. I think I can, like, look for new clothes
You
to
keep
buy.
coming back. That's good, officer. Keep browsing those clothes. Keep saving that economy.
No, that's not true. I went to the pawn shop, like, 2 weeks ago. I sold, like, 2 postcards. And maybe a pen? I don't actually remember if I sold my pen. My composure has increased substantially since the last time I tried this check. I think by, like, +2 or something. Let's see if I can find something that isn't exactly those itchy pants.
Something cold grazes your hand. Synthetic and sleek. A windbreaker. Surf, it says, but also wind, summer, 100% waterproof, and sport. All in different typefaces.
See, at first, he had me in the first half here, Composure did, because I thought this was sort of figured out. Also, I barely passed this check with like a 74% chance of success or whatever. I thought he was saying like, oh man, this like swimsuit or whatever just like screams surf and wind and summer, but then it says different typefaces. It's like, oh, it literally just says that on there?
Practical, and yet it may deaden your senses to the world around you. Possibly because of the awful typeface.
Good choice, officer. Mega sporty. And it's only $4.50 for you, sir.
Oh, that's interesting. I wasn't like paying super close attention to that with like other articles of clothing. Is it that like things that are affected by an article of clothing chime in its description? Or like I guess have a chance to because I had to pass checks for these. But like you get plus composure, so it's like, yeah, it protects you from the elements or whatever. And then Shivers is like, yeah, but like you'll be dead inside. Everything's too expensive. By which I mean, like, money, please. I think there's nothing
The
to do
speakers
here.
below are banged up and
They're very expensive.
The shine on these sunglasses lasts a lifetime, officer.
I already filled the sunglasses relatively recently. Can I... No, this is like a wall. So, like... I know this is, like, probably not a good idea. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna check something. I feel like the game gets less mad if I quick save from the menu, which defeats the purpose. But, like, I think that's true.
a rusting control panel with loose wires. This panel usually closes the waterlock, turning it into a bridge that lets you cross the canal. But there's a crashed salmon and butter sign in the way. Pulling the lever probably won't do anything.
Because says, I know you could get some new clothes. It's a nice, cool, crisp fridge keeping some shiny boots fresh for you. That is true. It doesn't, like, immediately do anything for me, because I don't think I can take it while Kim's here. I think a bikini would be perfect cop clothes. I mean, it's tough to rock that and also my Man from Hyemdall shirt at the same time. Which I think gives me, like, -2 authority, but I'm still committed to wearing it. Which is, like, one of the reasons I really wanted to get rid of my -1 to authority. So, like, supposedly, this, like, probably won't do anything. It could make stuff worse. I kind of would like to be able to go other places.
You pull the lever all the way up until the metal clicks against the contact pins. You hear a soft clunk. Then, nothing happens.
I mean, I feel like I'm obliged to just try it a little harder. That might have been my bad. That could have been my mistake.
Nothing happens. A cold gust of wind blowing in from the sea interrupts the silence of the situation. A spring brings the lever back to its original position. You still need to close the waterlock to get across the canal. Some other way.
It's interesting that I was given a task to do this, I believe tomorrow. Is today Tuesday? God, is it only Tuesday? Man from Hyemdall style bikini. Now we're getting somewhere, Neko.
Wasn't there a sign over there saying functionality will be restored on Wednesday morning?
If there is, I forgot about it or didn't see it. I like that I got the perception, but I still have the option to pull the lever. Not like a lot of places for me to go to find income. I've sort of looted the immediate area. I'll probably have to sell some... Oh, you know what? It's possible I didn't check the entire apartment building. There was like a room that was like padlocked or something that I could like break into. Oh, it's
This
like the
found
cabinet.
A to Z, abandoned by its owner, still stands in the shadow of the ruins above it.
You know what? I mean, this is pertinent. Maybe we have new context for something in the cab that we could learn about because you have a better understanding of who drove this truck.
The smell of cigarettes and perfume welcomes you. The cabin inside is plastered with old movie posters. Actresses smile from the walls. There's a radio transmitter in the front and a toolbox tucked under the driver's seat. Some tools lie scattered near the pedals. There's something odd about the passenger seat. The seating fabric has been pulled tight over the lower side of the seat where the toolbox should be.
Oh. I don't think my perception was good enough to pass this before, but now that I've come back with a better score, I'm like, hey, wait a minute. Something's off.
Voila! A stack of neatly folded papers has been stashed behind the seating fabric. You see 3 maps depicting a large metropolitan area. It's Revachol. Some of its routes and highways have been outlined with a pen.
Bonne prise.
The lieutenant commands you as you shift through the treasure, well worn and folded into neat squares. Fold open the topmost map. Echo says, I couldn't get this, but apparently if you have an absurdly high electrochemistry, you can get a leopard print leotard at some point. It's interesting that that would be electrochemistry. Can you get a Zardoz-style mankini? I feel like that's a really important article of clothing.
This large map displays the elevated motorway called 881. The intake leading to Martinez is marked with a blue X. There's another X on the off-ramp at a place called the Old South. Toll booths at the intakes are marked with a circle. It looks like there are scant few ways of getting onto the elevated motorway that runs over Jamrock, and this person knows them all.
I mean, if there are few of them, it's easier to know all of them, especially if you're a professional driver, right?
There, hundreds of thousands of motor carriages roar on the 881. High above the mass of brown and red roofs, that is Jamrock. The commuters don't even look down. The world ceases to exist outside the windshield.
Tell me, Shivers, where does the road lead?
To Kuron, through the middle-income neighborhoods there, by the river, and then to Stella Maris and La Delta for work, while the men and women of Jamrock scuttle to their fates below the road.
I was somehow expecting that to be a more metaphorical response. The leopard print leotard is as close as you're gonna get. Apparently you have the choice to permanently replace your underwear with it. It's very low cut, so you get all the chest hair. That does sound reasonably close to a Zardoz-style mankini. That's a weird movie that definitely exists. Open second map.
This municipal map from the 30s displays a complex system of storm sewers underneath a sub-district called the Pox. Old military hospital, right adjacent to the 41st precinct. No storm will ever drown Revachol. The great solution to the riddle of history.
Thanks, Inland Empire. What is that movie? It's so hard to explain what Zardoz is. It's like... It is a movie starring Sean Connery. And, like, he is a man from this, like, primitive civilization that has some sort of intervention from a higher power, giving them, like, guns and other things to sort of, like, spark war and chaos among these, like, primitive tribes. And then he sort of starts to figure out what is influencing people, and it changes his life a lot, but not significantly altering his wardrobe of the Zardoz-style mankini for much of the film. Also, it's like a major plot point how virile Sean Connery is, so you got that going for you. It's amazing. It is amazing in a very literal sense. The movie is definitely not for everyone. I, for one, am very glad that I saw it. I don't know who exactly I would recommend it to, but it exists.
Wind rips through the empty hallways of the once great military hospital, now just a ruin under an overgrown park. Beneath the hospital, great sewer tunnels hum and vibrate with life of their own.
What's that
The
sound?
rattle of motor carriages and lorries driving through long-forgotten tunnels, lit by gaslights.
Now, I don't know. Things always start to get hazy for me once we start making like allusions to these proper nouns. There's so much of them. But like, I got the impression like, yeah, this map implies like an underground system of tunnels for movement during military times. I didn't get the impression that they were like truck size, like you could drive a whole network of trucks through them, like you could put your bike in it. I kind of just thought it was like more subtle than that, but I guess it's supposed to be part of the truck driving ring. I don't know. It still sounds weird to me in my headspace. Look at the third
The
map.
final map displays a labyrinth of service tunnels left over from the construction of Motorway 881. A few routes have been marked with a pen, where the tunnels and sewers surface near the eminent domain, and a traffic island in central Jamrock by the lake.
What does it mean?
It means that the smugglers are secretly using the motorway to transport their goods and materials. They've infiltrated the East Motor Tract, most likely. The RCM patrols most of these auxiliary roads, though apparently not all of them.
Where does the contraband end up?
Hard to say. This distribution network looks certainly large, yet still vague enough. It doesn't reveal much about the Besmerti behind it.
Besmerti, that sounds vaguely familiar. It's almost as though someone said it just now.
The Besmerti is a Revacholian crime syndicate. They see themselves as the inheritors of the 14 Revacholian Indo-tribes. But really they're just violent gangs vying for control on the west side of Revachol. With cool names, like La Puta Madre and Aura Masta. It's a
I
dark
see.
parody.
Who do you think is behind this? Is it Old Man Jenkins? Something property values?
It's definitely not the Union. They just do some logistics. This operation has spread everywhere in Jamrock. If it's that widespread, then Madre remains the most likely suspect.
That does sort of track with what the Hardy Boys said, and they've been very forthright about their criminal activities because that they feel like they are above the law, which they're not because I am the law, and they're not above me. So yeah, I'm gonna kind of go with that. That like they get paid for their part in it, but they're not. It's not their whole operation.
Here's bad news. There have been attempts at a serious investigation before, but they haven't ended well for those involved.
Hey, Sniper Justin, you're right on time to be here when you've arrived. Also, we've accomplished very little. How's it going? Happy weekend to you.
Best not to disturb the scene. I'll have forensics go over the lorry and pick this up later.
The stack of maps looks just like before, barely noticeable. The movie stars look silently by, and the pull-out toolbox has a rubber handle, worn from years of use.
There are like sections of this game that feel very much like old, like text-based adventure games, like Zork and whatnot, where like if you back out a screen, the game kind of has to remind you of like everything you're looking at because there are no graphics. And I guess it makes sense in an instance like this where we're not seeing the inside of the truck at all for ourselves. But like it's just remarkable how much of that feeling comes across in the description. Which I think is mostly, like, speaks well of the way it's written. In my opinion, anyway.
Close the rusty
Okay, well, I didn't really find any money. Just some maps. I really hate this statue. I wonder if you get anything good from ever figuring out who the king was. I sort of get the impression that, like, my guy used to really like the king or something. Can we redo this check? Why is this orange?
You see a set of tire tracks in the brown slush
No,
that
it's just
covers
telling me
the
the check exists, I guess. Can I talk to her from up here? Hey, lady. No? Okay. What to do? Map. To try the authority check again on Titus Hardy. What's the exclamation mark there? Is it that I like the check has changed because I learned something about the truck, maybe? I don't know. Try to get that guy's sandwich to death. Wait a minute. I can redo my Joyce Messier check on conceptualization? Because I think I tried that, didn't I? Is that the check I didn't do? No, that's probably the check I didn't do. I tried to do, like, an Esprit de Corps check or something. Well, I don't immediately know what to do for, like, the second time in this game. The first time was when I mostly was trying to solve the case and couldn't do anything. Now I just, like, don't have that many places to go where I feel like I've left something unresolved. I guess I should go to the apartment building and see if I can find more money in the few places I think I didn't check. Actually, what's the way to... Can I do that through the... Remember which way to go to do that? Is it just direct through the courtyard? Because there's like a this I can cut through, right? And I know that there's a back entrance. I don't know if I can just walk through it. I don't know if I can simply tank cat into Mordor. Where's this stuff I think I've checked? Pretty sure I knocked on that door. No, hang on. Seems like there's something new here. 25 cents. Hey, I'll take it. Need another, like, $4 to live through the night. Oh, what's this? Postcard? Hey, that's like another future 65 cents. Thank you for this handful of change. I could take this to the store and exchange it for a single piece of candy. Thank you for adding steps to my Halloween process. One of these doors is padlocked, and I can't immediately tell which one it
You
is.
hear someone walking around inside, rearranging the furniture. The number on the pad.
I don't think I wanna...
This door has been closed with a padlock. A chalk-drawn number on the board says, number 11.
Actually, real quick. Remind me what I actually get for this? Increase skill caps on red skills, +1 pain threshold. That's pretty good. I constantly confuse pain threshold with whatever it is that actually gives me, like, physical HP. Endurance. It's a real problem for me. Am I robbing places now? I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it. I guess I think a lot of this game is the way it is because the creators initially tried to make this world as a novel. It failed, and they became depressed alcoholics before recovering and trying to tell the story through a game instead. That sounds very accurate without doing any independent research. That sounds likely to be true. Definitely gives the impression that that may have happened. It's interesting, though, because in a lot of ways, you would expect that not to work out or to be more challenging. To, like, take a novel especially one with such, like, an intense, like, political slant in a fictionalized world, and, like, have it be hugely successful. Demotion says, fun fact, it was a TTRPG first. That makes more sense. Then they did the novel at the same time as the game. Just went to be English instead of Estonian this week or so. Oh, interesting. TTRPG equals Telltale RPG. Kisturagi will remember this. Well, I mean, it's definitely that, but TTRPG, tabletop role-playing game. Famous examples being like Dungeons and Dragons and Pathfinder and things of that nature. But there are many, many examples of those types of games. They tried to go with the game idea. They had the mindset of, we've already failed. May as well try a new thing and fail together. Sure. I mean, that makes a certain amount of sense. It still takes, like, a certain amount of, I don't know, pain threshold? Maybe volition. Volition is increasingly becoming a stat that I hate. Mostly because it should be really good, but it's constantly 1. The thing is, like, I kind of want to know what's in here. I don't have a good reason to do it. But I am hopeful that I might find money in there. I'm kind of torn. But, like, this is sort of an example of... I don't think this is a good example. But it goes back to my complaint about Kisturagi as a character, Kim Kisturagi. Is, like... I don't think I largely disagree with your description before, Neko, but the issue that I have is that it's more where there's, like, moral gray areas where it seems like as he presents himself, both, like, openly and more reservedly, there should be almost no exceptions to where he's okay with something morally ambiguous. And I feel like we've already seen, like, a handful of examples, which seems like way more than I think I should have encountered by this point in the game. An update on Sing Karaoke? Get hold of a sad song on tape. I guess I've, like, always had this? I have more updates on some of these things than I expected. But in order to find out about the armor, I have to talk to Kuno. And I haven't found my gun yet, which makes it really hard to talk to Kuno. In order to advance the heraldic bird thing, I guess maybe I need the book, and then to show it to the lady to have her tell me which cockatoo I'm supposed to be? I find myself just not knowing what to do. Disco Elysium, a game where I want to shoot a child is talked about openly and unironically. Like, har, but, like, at the same time, Kuno is, like, one of the most horrible fictional characters ever. I think it's incidental that the game chooses to portray him as a child. Like, holy God, what a terrible thing. Not a person. What a terrible thing Kuno is. Well, so here's the thing, Neko. Like, I too would love to know what type of bird I'm supposed to be. There's like no money left in the world. Not in the world as I understand it. Oh no, I still have my pen. It's here. Could really use that, like, dollar though. So I have this postcard. I can sell for an additional 15 cents. I have some, like, relatively expensive items I could sell. Some of them seem useful. I mean, as much as I'd love to have, like, $50 fictional currency, I feel like I would like to try and solve the mystery of the RPG, which I don't think I have any updates on. Or even maybe necessarily, like, an actual literal quest for. Yeah, I don't seem to, which is a little odd. Joyce take bribes. Well, I took a donation from Joyce, but I said I was going to mark it as a donation. Also, I have tried asking most of the people that I can ask for money already. I failed one of them today. Are there any other ones I, like, can do? Is this check? I wish I could get a little information about the nature of these checks by, like, clicking them or something on the map page. God, I think I have to go talk to Kuno, which is like the worst thing ever. Are there any other place I can check around here? Do you have anything new to say, lady?
Give me a moment.
Who are you?
I'm no one. Just an old woman who cleans these hallways. If you can call it living. I have a little room upstairs right next to the coal room.
I like she spits on the floor before wiping it off with the broom. Like, I mean, I guess you could if you wanted to. You're already sweeping.
It's barely bigger than a closet. But I don't complain, no. I have my bed and my aching bones to keep me company. And that's all I need from this world.
And all she gets, too. The coastal wind beats down hard on the coal room door outside. Splashes of waves make the balcony slippery.
I might have questions.
Ask away, policeman.
Tell me about that foreclosed department. Maybe I have, reasonable cause or something.
The hell am I supposed to know? Another nut job, I assume.
She has the same relationship with her neighbors that I do. Someone on vacation?
People come and go. I don't keep an eye on everyone.
What about the padlock door?
Oh, that one is a scientist. A future scholar.
She says that seemingly unironically.
I think he studies astrology at the community college. Education's good. I always tell them to study.
Astrology?
Something to do with all those stars around his door. He asked me to leave his drawings up on the wall.
Is it possible you mean astronomy?
That's what I said. Astrology.
It's still not what you said, even
The
now.
lieutenant shakes his head, as though to say, let it go.
I feel confident that when I click continue, there will be an option to not let it go.
Come on, people. Try to keep up any standards here. It's not about stars. It's... forget it.
Oh, I once again, I failed the 42% check. It was just a meta check. What about Cindy?
The artiste? Nothing I can do about her, I'm afraid. She ruins the walls faster than I can clean them. Still, she leaves an old lady to her business. More than I can say for others.
Apartment number 10, question mark?
No one lives there. It's been empty for months.
I hear walking.
Impossible. I would know if someone had moved in there.
Hogwash.
Maybe it's those countercultural people again. Breaking into a house like it's a public space. You're a policeman. Be good and take a look, will you?
I'm a policeman who's looking for something to do in this general area.
Great. Young people. They're worse than rats. You know, always littering the hallways with trinkets and empty beer cans.
She mumbles some kind of a response, then hacks something into her handkerchief.
Okay, I love you. Bye-bye. Just... I'm gonna have my pry bar out. Just in case when I get in there something gets violent. This is 10, right?
You hear someone walking around inside.
Knock?
Walking stops abruptly, but no one comes to the door. You can feel tension on the other side. Sounded like a woman. A woman's shoes.
Do love it when they start lining up to work together to sort out what's going on. Yeah, I have one dot. I missed some reaction speed check to catch a second one, so it's like lost forever or something. They're like police themed or something. I don't know if I could do anything with it.
A poor communard, from the looks of it. The room is barely bigger than a closet.
The heck? That line didn't seem to match this at all. Steps closer. Who is this? Demands a female voice. I am the law.
Do I have to open the door?
You hear the clacking of heels again as the other side walks right up to the door. Her tone is getting a defensive.
Do you have a warrant? I'm not obligated to open the door if you don't have a warrant.
Let's go. We don't have a reason to get inside that apartment.
Later then, entering this door seems a physical challenge.
Oh. So, physical instrument wants me to come back here solo and fight this lady or something? When you obtain dice, they let you retry checks depending on which ones you get? Oh, weird. I guess I get that. It still seems weird. I know Kim wants to let this go. I feel like I would at least say this, because I came all this way. A handful of paces down the hallway. I feel like this is supposed to be empty. I don't know that I specifically need a warrant if you're not supposed to be here.
Excuse me? Of course not.
There's no sweet talking your way in there. Be official.
Are you cooking morphine in there? Hold up. Let her cook. I guess I don't really have a option to de-escalate here. I can only say something stupid now. I feel like I like one the best because I feel like it is the thought that comes to mind. I don't need a warrant if I suspect there's been a break-in.
Oh, come on.
That was smart.
I mean, it's just, I feel like... Hello. Can I take your money? +1 to indirect modes of taxation. That's the game's way of saying that this is a criminal act, is to take the shoes. Mr. Pack of Medicine peeks out of the box. You should take it. Thanks, no one. It's like a fine mattress. Oh, hang on, I'm having a thought. Don't be ridiculous. You can hear it swarming with bugs. Awesome, a great time.
Satisfied? My name is Marielle Charpentier, and I'm an agent with Martinez Realty Associates. I am not breaking in, as I have every right to be here. The keys, see?
She dangles a set of keys in her hand.
Her voice is really cheerful, despite her obviously hating you.
Hey, I'm keenly familiar with that tone of voice, vis-a-vis my employment. She looks scary. Agreed, she seems villainous, even though she probably has a legitimate reason to be here.
Do you want to see my ID as well? You can't legally ask for it, but why not? Want to see my residence permit too?
She fumbles through her purse, fishing out a light paper-clad passport. I'm the law.
It feels flimsy in hand, with the words Revachol Zone of Control written under a nondescript municipal logo. There's a picture of her with shorter hair inside, along with all her personal details. Be friendly.
I'm glad I picked suggestion. Most of the time when suggestion chimes in, it's really helpful. And it does exactly what I want it to do. I enjoy that. Nice haircut.
Thank you. Do you have any questions? I need to be back in Midtown in an hour.
What are you doing here?
I need to get it ready for the next lease, but as you can see, the previous tenant completely trashed the place.
I don't know, man. Like, it's funny to say 3, for sure. I feel like, I don't know. I kind of feel like my vision of this character, mainly because I find the degree to which he's just like a comical screw-up, like a little bit vexing on a personal level. I kind of feel like my vision of it is that, like, he had this mental breakdown that led to the current state of all the voices in his head narrating all of existence and him losing his grip on reality as something of a second chance. It was like a hard reset. And so, like, I don't feel like I'm showing pride in that. Like, I feel like I'm definitely an idiot sometimes, but, like, I don't know. I feel like because I'm the law, I don't condone this. Reprehensible.
It was some kind of a moribund old man who used to be a business owner. You'd think they'd make rent.
I would think that they would make rent if they were currently a business owner. Also, hi, Old Pixie. How's it going? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well on this Friday. I think the voices in his head have always done that. I actually disagree with that. I mean, I think everyone has the voices in their head to some extent, but, like, I feel like this game only exists because it is extreme. Like, I don't think the premise of this game makes any sense if that's just normal operating procedure for him.
A sudden serious look crosses her face. This story didn't have a happy ending.
But that was months ago. Anyway, was there anything you wanted, or is that it? I'm in a hurry.
Another thing I've been enjoying a lot in the game is, like, once you start putting some skill points into stuff and, like, have an actual chance to succeed at literally anything at all, then, like, I feel like you just get a better picture of every conversation and every interaction, and, like, that's kind of what I wanted the whole time. So I've been really liking that, with just, like, a handful of skill points allocated. Oh, who lived in the foreclosed apartment down the hallway? And is it okay if I break in there and try to steal something? Hope you didn't miss much during the first hour. My way of answering that, Kronos, is saying, oh no, it's been an hour? Uh-oh. But also, I took its sweet time. Welcome, Kronos, current reigning VIP.
Oh, that's another huge mess. The former tenant owes us 3 months of rent. 3. We closed the apartment and planned on auctioning off the valuables, but...
Go on.
And again, I have no idea how stupid mistakes like this can even happen. But Ron, when he came to close the door, didn't close the neighboring door. And there's a hole in the wall.
Wow. Wow.
So preppy. She's probably on some low-grade performance enhancers, like Preptide or Pericanine.
A hole in the wall. Can you believe it? And then the tenant ran off with his stuff. He's gone. The money's gone. Just like that.
Oh, it irks her. The incompetence.
My money has also disappeared, I think. Don't say 2. 2 is bad. I'm gonna say 1, because I am an idiot.
Well, it does not disappear from my hands. No, I don't let it.
So, wait, what happened with the wall?
Don't ask me what happened with the wall. I have no idea how we're going to find the time or resources to fix it. Both apartments are now unrentable. Both. Of course.
The portrait replies with a smile, but her eyes remain glazed over. She's been waiting for you to leave. Okay. Now, hang on. Now I got a mission out of that. Let me just close the door. Oh, there's an update on this, not, yeah, okay. Not an invitation to break into that apartment that I want to break into. But there's probably nothing valuable in it.
Give me a moment.
I didn't find any counterculture people in apartment 10. It was a real estate agent setting up for new tenants.
I see. I hope some good people are finally going to move in. This place needs them.
Oh, it's time to read all of these. Number 1. Yes, some highly technological wizards are going to save this place. It'll be a visionary innovation utopia. 2. No one is coming. There will be nothing but squalor unless we start killing real estate agents. 3. Lex women and sexual deviants. That's who will come. Spit. 4. I'm sure everything will be fine. This apartment building needs slow change. Imperceptibly slow. Why would he say 2? This poor woman has nothing going on in her life. All of the voices in my head told me so. I feel like I should give her hope, which is either 1 or 4. It's hard for me to know if it will be obvious to her that 1 is me obviously lying to her. But she did like the smart guy, so like a tech startup would probably make her happy.
Oh, I do like wizards, and people like that in general. They have a lot to tell us about our fates.
I do like wizards, she says with no hint of irony. Thanks. Oh, hang on, I'm having a thought.
Wow, you work hard.
I do?
Oh, yes. You hustle. You're a provider. It's tough out there, but you keep it real and provide.
What do I do exactly?
Look at yourself. You're a human pedometer. You must have walked 200,000 steps down cracked asphalt, mosaic, sand, and linoleum after you re-emerged.
That's interesting. Kim said something implying a similar impression. I don't know that I feel... I mean, I would say that as an actual person, I probably, under normal circumstances, do more walking than an average person and don't think much about it. I wouldn't say that in the context of the game I felt like I was doing that, but maybe it's an extension of not noticing.
That is the sign of a hustler who never gives up. The world is harsh and people are evil. You didn't make it that way, and you won't let it break you. You ride.
Yeah, man, ride or die.
That's just what it's like. Life and death. But you got gills on your side, baby. Got those black papers with the faces of the innocents on them.
What?
You bring in the Franco-Negros and the Solas.
What?
It ain't easy, but you do it. Day in and day out. You didn't make the rules, but you won't lose. You're a cop, and a sprinter, and a money printer.
I'm still not entirely sure where this is going. Look, the Joyce thing wasn't a bribe. I don't remember how much money Manana gave me. It was not a lot. I pawned stuff to that suspicious Roy guy, like a couple of postcards or whatever.
Yeah, you're in the sales business. Shake 'em for shit and then pawn it off. Law officer style.
Okay, you could say that I've done some gills.
Sure. And has it been easy? Is life easy? Have you not gone into cardiac arrest?
Well...
Are you not about to have an anxiety attack or shoot yourself in the mouth? But you still hustle 24/7.
Now hang on.
Ride or die.
It shouldn't be possible for savoir-faire to know that happened. Did you try the gun thing? I hear good things about it.
Are you rich?
Equivocally, no, I am not rich. I need, like, almost $4 whole to make it through the night.
That's right. You work harder than anyone. You almost rode yourself to the grave, and you're still practically a hobo. Why is that?
There's a market for corrupt cops, but the immigrant cops have price dumped it. I think I want to say the system is broken. Oh, it's definitely also 1 and 5.
Boo-hoo. The system is broken. The establishment is keeping me down. That's not the fuck yeah attitude you're used to. What is this? Why are you so poor?
This Gart, man. I'd have so many books if it weren't for Gart.
The Gart man has set himself up one of those self-replicating money structures. You should learn from it. Don't play the victim. Think hustler. Think with your head.
Why am I so poor?
Because of the taxes. G-Man's got his jam-covered sticky fingers in your pocket.
Jam hands?
Stealing from you every time you buy, sell, walk, talk, fart, so much as sneeze.
Really? Every time I sneeze?
Every time you wipe your ass.
Oh, man.
They got their direct and their indirect modes of taxation. Sales tax, excise duty, extraction tax, alimony. One tax that doesn't even have a name. Plus there's the stuff people in other countries pay for. That makes them ask for more money from you. Here. Total tax duties add up to 98% of all your money.
Be market fundamentalist. Ugh, I don't know what like real world economic stuff. What? Someone save me some headache. Summarize, please. What am I supposed to take away from this? What should I expect if I opt into this? I agree, they probably should wait until you're done wiping. I don't feel like it benefits anyone to do it simultaneously. Those do not need to happen at the same time. I get the impression that this would encourage you to go back in and steal those shoes as taxation. No, that's true, Neko. I suppose I could do that. I could just, like, not internalize the thought or whatever if I don't like it. Sure. I don't know what it... I mean, yeah, but, like... A couple weeks ago, like, someone got, like, super mad at me for, like, wanting to, like, take things and make a decision later. Like, someone was, like, very mad in chat. Alright,
Here
sure.
you go, hustler. Fight the righteous fight. Free the people. Keep it real. Keep it street. Keep foaming at the mouth furiously on the tax issue.
Okay, now what does that actually mean? Getting somewhat close to that derealization, which sounds like a Code Lyoko thing. Ooh. It's a little concerning that in order to internalize this, I have a temporary -2 to empathy. That feels like that might be a bad direction. If you got a side chick ideology cooking somewhere, don't sweat it. Fighting indirect taxation for the Gossamer state is compatible with all creeds. It's cool like that. You're a cool anarchist now. Unless you don't want to be an anarchist. Whatever. Stuff this meal ticket in your eye socket. Let's see if we can steal some love back from the robber barons at the customs agency and the banditos at the Insulindian Financial Oversight and Competition Committee. I honestly feel like I don't understand that even a little more than I did before reading it. I'm definitely going to set that aside for now, but I am curious, now that it's talking about, like, indirect modes of oh, she gone. That lady vanished like a specter. That goes right, she's probably inhuman. Listen, she didn't take the shoes. It's their mine. So indirect modes of taxation, it must be something akin to, like, bribes? Maybe not always literally bribes, but definitely things similar to bribes. Neko says the negative empathy is temporary. True, but I feel like that still gives some indication of what I would expect the final stat changes to be. They definitely haven't literally been one-to-one. Like, it wouldn't necessarily be the case, and probably wouldn't be, that the final version of that would be minus any amount of empathy. But I feel like it suggests that taking that will go against, like, the stats I'm mostly trying to build. You're saying you're poor because of the government take your money. That part is clear to me. What I don't understand is, like, what happens if I just, like, buy into that. Like, I just don't know what I expect that to be like. For some reason, I thought the shoes didn't give me anything, but they give me +1 composure, which I think I like. Otherwise, I was just gonna, like, put these on to have them. Don't want electrochemistry. Drama top is clearly inferior to my man from Hyemdall shirt. Also, hi, Dragon Garland. Welcome back. Good to see you again. I think I have to go talk to Kuno, which is... it's just the worst. I don't really have much else to do. But, like, before I would even opt into that, I definitely have to be, like, some kind of superstar cop or whatever. That's, like, way more important. Did I check this door? Is this... no, that's the way out, right? Or is this the way out? What is this? That's the way out. So what's the other one? What's this one? Is this up? Oh, okay, this is up on this side. I haven't been up on this side. There might be a small quantity of money. Is it like $4? Well, it's 10 cents. It's not nothing, but it is in the family. It's in the genus nothing. Is nothing adjacent. Another classic 10 center. What about up here? Oh, hang on. Oh, hold on. $2.25. Also having a thought. Also, did Kim just, like, wander into a little prison? Above, tarps flap in the wind. Forgotten hammers and nails rust. Did he just, like, phase in there? What happened here? Like, I'm just standing here trying to collect a small quantity of money so I don't sell this man's hubcaps? And now he's just, like, in a little makeshift prison. Angel, thank you for gifting us up to Dragon Garland. Much appreciated. Enjoy this celebratory virtual confetti. Door is locked. You can't get in. But Kim did! Look, he's right there! I don't understand what happened. Oh, okay, he's back. He, ghosted through the wall. NVD. This lady hates me, right? I'm pretty sure she hates me.
Ooh, the piggies have learned how to saunter up staircases. I didn't think you could do that with hooves. But here you are.
It's just one way in which I am superior to Daleks. That's right, we've evolved. We've digivolved.
Yeah, I can see that. Cool mutations.
Thanks! I worked really hard on it.
That smell coming from her paint bucket. It's not paint. It's heavy fuel oil.
Is that heavy fuel oil?
Red-dyed heavy fuel oil, intended for exclusive use in government vehicles, to be precise.
What did you think I was using? Aquarels? Sucked it out of a cop's fuel tank myself. Back in Jamrock.
She really did it. She's proud of it too.
Fumes are bad for you, okay? You know what? I'm the law. Give me that fuel. Maybe I could sell it.
Or what? You'll push me off this ledge and pry the bucket from my dead hands?
Let's say something got updated here. Is it just noticing the shoes or something? Where's this go? Whoa. This is not what I was expecting. Oh, the coal chute. This is what that lady was talking about. Someone's been sleeping here recently. Hang on, I'm having a thought. 100 tiny feet scurrying beneath the grate. Awesome. Enough coal to last several winters. Smells of chemicals. For Lom Laborer genes. -1 reaction speed, +1 electrochemistry. Thanks, I hate it. What's this purple door? $5.06? We did it, everyone. How much was it for the Cockatoo book? Can I afford that and To Exist Another Day? It was like almost 4. I think I'm a little short, right? But I have some, like, bottles and a postcard. And nothing else to do with my time. I think I got myself a stew going. Do like Cockatoo. We gotta find our heraldic bird. It's important for reasons. Don't worry about it. I'm a little intrigued by the fact that... I mean, it shouldn't be unexpected, but I thought it's a little interesting... Is this new? What happened here? Hello? Taking the scenic route, that's fine. Before, at, like, apartment 10... Like... Hang on, scroll between the thighs of a page 3 girl. L'origine du disco. Wow. Physical instrument was like, this is a job for breaking into this apartment. And then I just, like, had a reasonable conversation and got exactly what I wanted without having to, like, come back later and do that.
Hello. Let me know if I can help you with anything.
Something I'd like to sell.
Let me have a look.
I will check my pockets.
Anything else you're thinking of selling?
This one. It's not worth very much, but I would like to pawn it. Okay. I think that's all for now. Remind me how to leave? Remind me how... Oh, close. Leave.
Another time, perhaps.
Leave without asking about my gun again. Can I do this, like, conceptualization check again?
You see rows of toy soldiers.
No. I can't imagine that I care much about it, but I thought I'd ask because I was here. So tomorrow I might get access to more of the world at large. Assuming the sign that I don't remember exists is accurate. I only think I get, like, 20 more cents from turning in this recycling. Although I do get a bonus for being a hobo, right?
The tear machine stands in the... Your bottles clunk into the machine.
I got a whole dollar!
Money up.
Can't believe the Togepi's bigger than... Look, no one's more surprised about the girth of this big Togepi than I am. I thought it was gonna be the same size as the Pikachu. Spoiler alert, it's not. And every time I look at it, I swear it's bigger than it was before. I'm gonna go buy a book on cockatoos, because I have $24.50. I can't imagine this is a good use of my money. Surely I should save up for another night's stay at the hotel.
A sulfur-crested cockatoo sits
That was like
on the
$4
cover,
even.
its beak slightly open.
Oh, basically.
It looks as if the bird is calling out the book title.
I would like to buy
From
this
A-
book.
Oh, a nature enthusiast. Good choice. I knew it was a good idea to keep that around.
It's a weirdly specific thing to think. Quest update. Wait, what just updated? What literally updated? Because it wasn't find my heraldic bird. That seems like the only thing that would happen. Whatever, it's fine. Interact with book. Hang on. A book about different cockatoo species and their behavioral problems. Perhaps it could also offer some insight into your own problematic actions. The spectacular, major, majestic cockatoo eyes you from the cover, which sounds like a different cockatoo that it said was on the cover before. It's true, Animate. Darkest Dungeon 2 did officially release on Steam and possibly other platforms, but it's definitely no longer like early access on Epic like it was for a long time. And you're done lurking. Well, welcome. I haven't looked into it much. Like, I'll be honest about this. I got a couple questions offline about it. I kept a reasonably close eye on Darkest Dungeon 2 when it went into early access, which was admittedly a while ago, especially in, like, game developer years. And the word I would use I was disappointed in it. It didn't have a lot of the specific charm that I liked from the first game. And so, like, I kind of backed off following it very closely after a little while. I know a lot of stuff has changed. I don't know what my impression of all that is, because I've been really busy this week, and this would be the week to really learn that. But it's on the radar. Hello, Cotillion. How's it going? I'm about to read this book about cockatoos, like a normal person.
A cockatoo is a parrot with an erectile crest,
Pardon?
found on the Seminine Islands and in southern Fas a la Mer. Known for their intelligence and general precociousness, cockatoos are popular birds in aviculture. However, they often exhibit various behavioral issues.
I didn't know that, Cronus, but yeah, years ago I streamed my entire first full playthrough of Darkest Dungeon. I'd done a couple of starts that I just, like, didn't commit the time to, and then on stream I, like, did a full playthrough and absolutely loved it. Like, I give Darkest Dungeon 1, like, an easy 10 out of 10. It's one of my favorite games ever. Absolutely love Darkest Dungeon 1. I just, like, it's not that the concept of 2 is, like, inherently bad. It just, like, doesn't feel like Darkest Dungeon to me. So, like, I just am not excited about it. Are they delicious? We've only read a little bit, Cass. I'm sure we'll find out how delicious they are.
This book talks about the delicate nature of twos, as well as introducing some of the most popular species among the bird enthusiasts. The funeral cockatoo, the major majestic cockatoo, and the most common bang bang cockatoo. It's colorfully illustrated.
I beg your pardon? The what cockatoo? Alright, what problems do these birds have?
Where to even begin? All cockatoos are known for their needy natures, requiring attention for at least 2 full hours a day. They love to talk, and have been described as lovable clowns who just don't know how to wrap up.
Alright, listen, I thought we were gonna have laughs and not, like, call me out on my own stream. This feels very rude and targeted. I feel like this is a personality test of some description. I can handle that. It'd be nice to have someone to talk to when feeling lonely. I mean, I'll say this. 2 full hours a day? That sounds about right. Who would ever want a chatty companion? I want someone who knows how to listen. I feel like I already sort of have that. I don't know, 1.
Pet owners also report moodiness, loudness, and hostility as recurring issues. If left unsatisfied, cockatoos may scream non-stop, pluck their feathers, or become aggressive.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. What else you got?
It is not recommended to get a cockatoo if you're not able to cook them food every day and give them the full care that they need. These birds will never understand that you have a life of your own.
Okay, but there has to be something great about cockatoos also.
You're right. Cockatoos are magnificent creatures. They love to perform, cuddle, and show off, and will even scream for fun, often as loud as up to 135 decibels.
That sounds okay.
Ouch. That must hurt.
The last part's a little rough. I would like to read about the funeral cockatoo.
This is a yellow-tailed black cockatoo. Its specific name, Psittacus venereus, relates to its dark and somber plumage. This bird looks as if dressed for a funeral, 24/7. There is something indisputably ominous about it.
That's really weird. I'm pretty sure my dermatologist diagnosed me with Psittacus funeris.
Ooh.
Thank you, Inland Empire. Why was that a difficulty 10? I would like to read about the major majestic cockatoo.
Perhaps the most impressive of all the species, the endangered major majestic cockatoo, is often described as the most flamboyant bird in the jungle. Its pink-colored wings and flowing crest embellishing its proud and bumptious nature.
I don't feel like you would pronounce this word bumptious the way that it is written. I also don't know what that word means, but it sounds like something rad.
In the words of poet-explorer Sir James Fournier, few birds more enliven the monotonous hues of the verdant forest than this big, bold, and beautiful species. It must be glorious to behold, dark pink and snow white.
Read about the most common bang-bang cockatoo.
Despite its banging name, the bang-bang cockatoo is actually the shyest of the species, common in almost all Seminoles forests, as well as zoos and homes all over the world. Its plumage is mainly grey and white. The Seminoles name, bang-bang, is thought to be of onomatopoeic origins.
Honestly, this bird sounds a little bit like...
Yes, but all those cockatoo species are so different. Which one are you?
Oh my god, number 4. I don't even know how to read that out loud. This is a tough choice, I think. It's probably 3. If you're looking at pictures would help. Well, it's more of a personality test, right? Like the other facts should probably matter more. Also, frankly, I just don't want to invite ruin upon my family. Which is my way of saying, like, it was not that long ago that my computer attempted to self-destruct simply trying to play this game. I feel like it's 3, right? Like, I'm literally on the verge of, like, having a thought that I'm a superstar cop. It should probably be, like, Major Majestic, who's just like, look at me, I'm the most exciting thing in the jungle. Very normal to be reading a book about cockatoos and interpreting it as a personality test. I mean, in fairness, Garland, the reason I'm reading this book at all is because someone declared that I was acting like a cockatoo, and then I was instructed to look up cockatoos. And then I had a quest to determine what my heraldic bird is. And the only options appear to be cockatoos. So I think I'm justified in that reasoning. Yeah, I think it's 3. I think it's 3. I'm Major Majestic.
You're right. Your Majesty embodied. This big, beautiful bird belongs on your heraldry.
I sure hope at some point I get to create, like, a family crest or something that has a big pink bird on it. I don't mean you, I mean the character. I mean, I don't know if the character... maybe. I mean, I think it's just, like, I think the character is sort of literally just doing what the lady told him to do, which also maybe isn't normal for, like, an adult who is a police officer. Alright, well that was probably worth $4. Yeah, Cadius, welcome to the stream. Thank you for the 69-month resub. That is indeed nice. It's been a busy week for you. It sounds like most of it has been good. Congratulations on passing your driver's test, among other things. Wednesday. It really did just kind of, like, finish, huh? For some reason, I was expecting there to be something where I would, like, go back to the lady and report.
Jamais vu. derealization.
Okay, this seems important.
Jamais vu, the opposite of déjà vu.
Ah.
Not already seen, but never seen.
Oh, of
Everything
course.
that should be familiar appears strange and new, like some half-forgotten day in your childhood. Only now. That's the feeling you've been having. And for who knows how long. You should go and ask Joyce Messier about this. What world are we in? This is a fundamental question.
Oh, I can talk to the lady about it. It's just like not on the quest line. That's good. I was probably gonna try that. Bonuses. 1 XP for every orb clicked? Holy crap, that's incredible! I wish I knew that before I investigated that apartment building. I feel like in this moment, I want the shaman from Hearthstone saying, "That's incredible!" as like a sound clip that I don't have. Yeah, I want the thing that gives me like unfettered access to points. Okay, now I need...
It's somewhat effective!
It's somewhat effective. So Superstar gives me -2 logic. Is that gonna be a problem for me in the immediate future?
Oh my gosh!
Circa 1 hour and 10 minutes of fictional time passing? You're in a lot of pain now? I'm sorry, Arcadius. But you said your procedure today went alright. Or did you just say that it happened? I got the impression that it sort of went alright. Look, it's fine, right? I'm sure it's fine. Just, Now, okay, hang on. Can someone clarify? I think I should probably know this by now, but I don't recall. If I already have a slot open, does it cost a skill point to have the thought? Or does it merely cost a skill point to open a slot to insert a thought into? I got knowledge learning caps increased, so that should help with the logic debuff. When your skill cap increases, does that have an immediate effect on things, or does it just increase your potential skillitude? Only costs 1 lot. Okay, that's what I thought, and also good. Thank you. Thank you. So let's superstar. Yes? It doesn't seem to have immediate effect, which is what I would expect. Yeah. Potential skillitude. That's fine. It does mean that I could put points in stuff. It means I can, like, boost drama further at some point, which had previously been capped out. That's kind of cool. Wish I had so many orbs now. I've already, like, thoroughly clicked so many orbs. What do I do? I still need, like 43 minutes to pass so I could talk to my Sunday friend. Maybe I... Oh, yeah. Thank you, Cockatoo Lady. Let's talk to Cockatoo Lady. That will surely pass at least a handful of minutes. You were totally right about me being a cockatoo.
Excuse me?
I went and read up on them, like you said, and I've even decided what kind of cockatoo I am. Would you like to know?
I don't know. The most talkative one?
No, I'm the Major Majestic Cockatoo.
The what now?
The Major Majestic Cockatoo. It's the best one.
You truly are one strange cop, aren't you?
Watch her browse the book. She's very suspicious and may have killed her entire family.
Her hands move over the book covers. The tips of her fingers look rough, stained with yellow. It seems like she has spent a lot of time at work, smoking.
I'm really tempted to start asking about her husband again, but I know that won't do anything.
The woman before you nods and returns to her reading.
Maybe your cockatoo is missing now. I feel like the game would have let me know that there was new dialogue there. But I'm glad that we're on the same page there. I mean, we could talk to the booklet. Oh, you know, we could talk to Joyce. It did say I should talk to Joyce about not knowing anything. Which seems like kind of a weird revelation to have, but like I've had Stranger. Did you know I'm like the major majestic cockatoo? It's like the best one. Oh, sweet, I can, like, look at her chair. Orb. The room in the whirling isn't much bigger than this sloot.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
I have more reality-related questions.
More lessons in basic reality? My favorite part of the day. Go ahead, ask me anything.
Hey, what's this?
A bird? A sphenicid? A flightless bird of the polar regions?
Keep guessing.
Some sort of krill hunter? No, wait. You're an ancient ruin. A symbol of hubris and decay. Half submerged in some salty sea.
Wow, that's like spot on. She really nailed that, huh?
Of course you're not, my dear. I'm just terrible at guessing games.
Oh, never mind. What's this place here?
Ah. This is the pier of Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 33A, where the tenants have been kind enough to rent me a slot. Or two.
Or two? Is it because your boat's so big? That I can put my bike in it? What is Rue de Saint-Ghislain 33A?
A pre-revolutionary tenement. Old buildings are called tenements, you see. And new buildings, bâtiments. After les bâtiments nouveaux. But 33A and 33B are not nouveaux. They're old. This one used to be 8 to 10 stories tall. A real high-rise by the standards of the last century. Built to mirror the skyscrapers across the bay in the Delta. That was before the war, of course.
Right, when the Fire Nation attacked. Who lived there?
Mostly the urban middle class, I believe. This was once primo real estate, before the cannons lopped 4 or 5 stories off.
Yikes, forever.
Splat, splat.
A weird interaction.
You could be wrong, but from here it appears as if she's
Yikes
running the brush
forever.
across her throat in a soaring motion.
It does appear that way. Also, I should probably have read this. In addition to Splat Splat, from a dilapidated balcony, Sydney, the skull, gives Joyce the evil eye, her red paintbrush held to her throat.
Wonderful.
What is that? Point to Cindy the skull.
The girl in the old lady rags.
Yes.
Looks like a sullen and rebellious member of a teen infraculture.
Infraculture?
Yes. You and I belong to the supraculture. We're common, the herd. The music on the radio, the food in the chain restaurant, those are all too popular for the girl in the old lady rags. She prefers a fantasy world, an infraculture with its own dress code and vernacular. It is an illusion, I'm afraid. There is no refuge from the supraculture.
Both of these options represent me as an actual person. Not my character, but me. These are both ways I would respond in certain conversations. I understand all of that, but please make it more complicated in some way.
I can't. That's how simple it is. One may dye their hair green and wear their grandma's coat, all they want. Capital has the ability to subsume all critiques into itself. Even those who would critique capital end up reinforcing it instead. All right. What next?
I don't feel as though any of these things represent an update from me having a thought that said I should talk to Joyce. But I did need to go through these options anyway. I would like to know what you are. What are you?
I am the vilest of the vile. A traitor. A devourer of nations and infants.
I really like Joyce as a character, but yikes.
I am an ultra.
She raises the corner of her mouth, smirking, revealing a canine.
What is an ultra?
An ultra-liberal. It's a type of liberal. From the revolution. It's, not the moderate kind.
8 is the update? Okay, I'll take a look at that. There's a Disco Elysium show being made by Amazon? Wow. I mean, I can't really imagine what I expect that to look like. Also, it's gonna be really tough to cast someone to look like our main character in the lower left corner there. Cool. I liberate pretty hard myself, seeing as I am the law.
No, not like me. I am the nether creature of the Forbidden Swamp who pushed the king under a shit wagon and betrayed the revolution. Are you liberated enough to offer up your home on a plate for financial colonists? No, I think not. Tell me, now that I've uncoiled myself, do you find me frightening?
In her green eyes, you see a mixture of truth and self-satire. Decades of guilt and pride.
Yeah, she's pretty complicated.
Forgive her. But only because you like pearlescent teeth and those light green eyes.
Do love it when a plan comes together, by which I mean all the voices in my head. So, gosh, what's the difficulty on all of these? This is an 8, this is a 10, this is an 8. So I imagine the most common thing to have happen is for suggestion to just say forgive her. No, I guess that's not true. The others are, like, easier. I do think it's funny how, like, literal these responses are to those, though. Three is most honest. So here's the thing that I'm kind of just now really, like, thinking about in terms of character here. Suggestion is my key skill, and I chose that because I wanted to be able to manipulate people into, like, doing what I want. When suggestion, like, gives me a heads up on what people want to hear, without really thinking about it much, I've generally done it, but I feel like in this case, it's important. It's not so important for me to answer honestly as it is for me to acknowledge that's what she wants to hear and kick that can down the road.
I do hope so. I hope we can remain collegial despite my affection for regicide and multiculturalism. We didn't mean to kill the king, I assure you. When the dust settled, the liberals were the only ones left to clean up the mess. By virtue of their survival, they were handed enormous power to shape the future. This was all our last generation managed.
She asked me how I would have done things differently. It seems reasonable to ask her a similar question. Just saying that Joyce is charming. I agree. I like Joyce very much as a character. She is very much a villain. She may not be, like, the biggest villain here. And in fact, Kuno and several other much worse types of people exist nearby. But, like, she is clearly a villain, but, like, clearly very likable and interesting. So I agree with that on a personal level. And what would you do different?
With due respect to our overlords, the eternal caretaker government that keeps Martinez a monument to the efficacy of its artillery.
While a gentle wind sweeps the streets in the rebuilt east, light drizzle washing it clean, lights go up and motor carriages circulate the tracks.
I would not have relinquished sovereignty to the coalition. Not here in Martinez, and not in the Stella Maris or Delta Beachheads either. If not for my own sake.
She realizes her small, cold fists are clenched. She loosens them.
Then for my daughters. We had an obligation to defend our sovereignty. We should have burned the whole Isla down rather than let them have it.
Dark orange flames reflect in her green eyes. An oil fire on the ocean.
You're a smart woman.
Perhaps. My intellectual vanity will be my undoing.
That's almost definitely true. You have daughters?
Yes. Whatever else I am, I'm also a mother. And a wife. Now, shall we return to reality?
Oh, I see. I see the update. Thank you for pointing that out, though. But yes, I apparently got a plus 12 to this genuinely impossible task, having completed that thought. It's not, like, super good. Oh, hang on.
Glad to have been of assistance.
I need to save, because there's a non-zero chance that I die, and I haven't saved recently. Maybe I have some creative clothes? Maybe. What's chat's general impression on, like, min-maxing an outfit for a specific skill check? Is that kosher? I don't think I have strong feelings about this. What's the actual thing I need? It's conceptualization? Essential. Okay, that's a hard answer. I appreciate. Instrument, reaction speech, shivers, compass, rhetoric. I could put on this shirt. I mean, it's certainly not my walking around clothes, but I do have it. I think that's all I got. That should bump me up to like 60-something.
Good. What can I help you with?
Yeah.
More lessons in basic reality? My favorite part of the day. Go ahead, ask me anything.
Oh, all the way up to 72%.
A strange coldness comes over you as you look at the world. The waves sway the sloop slowly. That's all. The doubt is fully formed in your head. The alien feeling persists. Yet something's still missing. You have finished mulling over the jamais vu thought, but your conceptualization skills
This is so weirdly literal
enough to make sense of it.
Why is it so literal? Nika says, wow, you rolled a 4. A, definitely rolled a 4. And 2, do people appreciate what I'm dealing with here? I don't actually feel like... I mean, this is a white check, right? Like, something's gonna fix this at some point. Like, it's probably not a big deal. But, like, just... it's... the principle is the thing that's upsetting. I had to roll pretty bad for that to happen, and you know what I did?
Glad to have been of assistance.
I guess we're done.
The little that I know. Anything else?
Here's what I think I want to do. Gotta put my walking shirt back on. Unless anyone can think of something to do for the next, like, 25 in-game minutes. That's not coming to mind for me. I think I want to just, like, go over to the smoker's apartment and, like, read one of my cases. We agreed it's okay to reload some white checks. You did a complete thought for that. Is that, like, the only purpose of that thought? How is there something time sensitive about the thought that would suggest I should, like... Yeah, I figure it could be reopened, right? I mean, it's a white check. As much as I'm still, like, trying to sort out when is, like, a good time to reload stuff, even I'm like, that's probably fine. It's really the only thing that annoys me about that one is the principle of it. That, like, I had a pretty darn good chance of passing it and still definitely failed it. I mean, there's definitely something... Like, if the only thing that jamais vu does is that one check, that's also a little annoying. I don't know if that's true. I don't know, that gave me... No, that gives me the orb... No. It does like a whole bunch of stuff. It's a really good thought. It's totally fine. But like, yeah, I can't... I just... No, I'm running out of like leads to do without like white checks somehow getting reset or learning new information or something. So I think I just want to like go over to the smoker or where the smoker will be. Like read a case note to pass like a half hour, I think is roughly how that works. And then like have that interaction and then maybe end the day. I mean, I guess I could... How is this even still on my to-do list? Can't I literally not steal this book I've purchased now? Have we read any case notes? We read, like, the case of the misplaced sofa or something? I think we did one. The only thing I can think to do is, like, talk to the bookstore lady. I'm not sure I want to do that right now. I can check the... No, I don't think I should be able to recheck the body. I did it when I put it in the fridge, and I don't think I've done anything to change that check yet. It would be... I feel like I'm being stupid right now. Mirror, it's not... Oh, ice bear fridge. Yeah, that's not a white... That's not currently lit up. I guess I could also talk to Kuno. I think what I would rather do is, like, read one of them their case notes. So let's, like, go up there. I want to save before reading just so I don't somehow, like, miss the timing window or something. We're trying to steal the boots tonight? I don't think tonight. I'm kind of inclined to say that before I try to steal the boots, maybe I should talk to Kuno and see if he will tell me what happened to the rest of the armor, because apparently that's a thing I can do. Like, do we want to do that now? I don't know how long that'll take. Is it? Rest of the arm. One of the only things that gives me even a little bit of consideration for trying to talk to Kuno is I think I have a chance to retry the empathy check. I'm not totally sure, but I think that happened at some point, and I just clicked on it so it's not highlighted anymore. And my hope is that will make him be, like, slightly less horrific. Yeah, that's kind of my thought too, Neko, is, like, I probably don't want Kim to be aware of me taking the boots, so, like, we should probably have as little to do with the body as possible before taking the boots. I'm just gonna go with plan A and do the thing I was talking about. Read a case note. So this is the door, right? I just want to make sure I'm in place. That's all.
This door is made of metal and...
Yeah, 28. Okay. So, like, stand over here. Well, I don't remember what the original read or die was, but that seems good. Let's read or die. Okay, so now I bag, interact. This one's the horrible clipboard, yeah?
It's the ledger you found in the trash. Oh, and the cool piece of toilet paper is stuck to the back.
Well, let me check out that toilet paper.
It's just toilet paper sticking to the back of the plastic clipboard. You can take it off if you want.
Maybe it's kitchen tissue. They look exactly the same.
If you want it to be kitchen tissue, it can be kitchen tissue. It's not, though. It's toilet paper.
I don't know, I feel like it's part of the charm of my damaged ledger. I suppose I could take it off later if I wanted to, but maybe not, who knows.
Cool toilet paper. I mean kitchen tissue.
Got 5 points for that for some reason. Let's... Some of these I feel like I should have done already. Look at clipboard.
It's made of dark blue plastic, hard enough to beat someone to submission with. The edges are rounded, however. The U4 size board feels thick and heavy in your hand. Light shimmers on its wet surface. On the back you see the embossed letters, RCM.
What'd you say the color of your clipboard was?
Blue. The blue heart. Don't look into it.
Shake the ledger.
Something rattles inside, ever so lightly. Is there a hidden compartment? And something small inside? Light, made of paper or cardboard? Or dried flowers, perhaps?
It's not much of a hidden compartment if I can just peek inside by knowing that it exists.
The plastic shimmers like lapis lazuli, but it is not see-through. You cannot see to its center. There's pain in there, if you want some. That much you know.
How would I open it?
With your hands. U4-sized pages hang from the clip, screwed to the top of the board.
I feel like that will definitely deal emotional damage. I think I'll leave that one for later. Inspect the clip, just to get that out of the way.
An aluminium block runs the width of the board, biting down on the paperwork. Its crocodile teeth are the only thing keeping the papers together. A regular pencil, the tip worn down to nothing, has been attached to the clip.
Run my finger across
The
it.
surface is interrupted by a silvery sticker. It's rectangular, sparkling with iridescence. You don't know how you didn't notice it before.
Is it for the man from Kemdal?
Looks like an official mark, made to be low visibility outside the right circumstances.
Hey, Lieutenant, what's this sticker?
What? That thing. It's a halogen watermark. We use it for adding information to RCM property.
What kind of information?
It depends. Aside from an anti-counterfeiting stamp, mine has my station number and address. The information varies by date of issue.
How many years you've been on the force, he's thinking. It'll have that.
How can I read it?
Any capable light with the right wavelength will do.
Like, for example...
All RCM vehicles have had lights designed to reveal halogen watermarks. Mine too.
This means you can read the watermarks if you just turn the lights on.
Interesting. I don't know how useful that'll be.
Okay.
While a bunch of sodden papers sag from the clipboard in your hand, it's a sorry sight.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not strongly committed to the take the boots plan. I feel like I'm gonna take the boots, probably. I do agree that, like, it wouldn't necessarily be immediately obvious to Kim that I am the one who took them, as long as I don't, like, sell them in front of him or wear them or otherwise show him the fact that I literally have them. He would certainly be aware that they went missing and may be suspicious of me. There's some part of me that, like, in my head wants to, like, acquire the entire suit of armor and then, like, somehow immediately, like, break it out at the very last minute when some, like, ludicrously dangerous thing happens later in the game that may or may not happen, but, like, probably will happen. Just, like, all of a sudden just have the entire suit of armor, and I'll be like, what? Like, how and what and why? Do we want to read a case note or try to, like, read our sticker? I feel like they're kind of similar. Either way, I should save first. Save after just having gone through a few more of those. Save. Read the sticker before you forget. You know what? That's, like, a great point. That's a well-reasoned argument. I need more orbs, man. say you want to do the Clark Kent thing. I mean, I'm not sure that's exactly how I'd put it, but that sounds about right, Garland. I feel like when I think of Clark Kent, I think of, like, disguising myself in, like, a way that shouldn't work, but definitely does. Like, when I think of Clark Kent as, like, a verb. An orb. This coin-operated viewer has been banged up and is inoperable. Sweet, one experience. So I have to, like, go in the car, turn on the light, then do the thing?
You see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
How do I turn on them headlights?
All right. Ready? I turn, you press start. It's next to the preheater.
He's downplaying his excitement. The lieutenant is more than happy to show off his precious carriage.
Press engine start.
The dashboard lights up with orange glow. The rounds per minute gauge jumps, and the engine of the Caprice Canela comes to life with a whiny growl.
It's surprisingly loud.
Like a leopard waking from its sleep, yawning and roaring at the same time.
Press the button labeled headlights.
The lights unfold with a little click, casting electrical light onto the ground before the vehicle.
There you go. I'll turn them off from the remote once you're done. We just need to stand in front of the machine now.
I like the... He's basically like, well, I could have done that from here, but it was much more fun to do it together, right? Obviously, that statue would have melted at room temperature, but I wanted to get rid of it. Close the door. And then...
Inside, you see a set of steering levers,
No,
a
just
radio
open it
microphone,
again.
a pull-out toolbox, and...
So, like, close and then, like, check the, like, do the... This? Interact?
It's the ledger you found in the trash. A cabbage of papers hanging from the board, with the permeables drawer inside. It's barely held together by a clip, then made complete by the faint smell of urinal cleaner. Oh, and an incredibly cool piece of kitchen tissue is stuck to the back.
Okay, hold on. One more try at this. It's not entirely clear the way that the game wants me to, hang on.
As you hold your ledger's clip under the headlamp, an iridescent hologram appears. A street grid and the veins of a great river. A familiar sensation washes over you.
There she is. Revachol West.
There's a note of pride in the lieutenant's voice.
Around the borders of the watermark are dozens, no, hundreds of micro-perforations.
Let's look at that street grid.
The rectangular watermark is overlaid with the logo of the RCM, and yet the major arteries of Revachol are all recognizable. They shimmer in the Kanema's headlights.
Wait, look around you.
You catch a faint glimmer from a broken beer bottle in the distance. Sounds. Two men engaged in a drunken argument, followed by the closing of some distant window. In the middle of a broken plaza, illuminated in a cone of light, two men, one slim, the other sturdy. They are on the city stage, but only one of them knows his lines.
Oh, that's very nice. I like that one.
Ah, Martinez at night.
Just smell that dairy air. Where are we on this?
Let me see.
Takes the ledger and inspects
right
it.
Here.
His finger near the top of the map on a segment of the coast jutting out into the ocean. Don't smell the ledger. It smells faintly of urinal cleaner. That's all I really need to know, right? I'm sure I've seen worse.
Oh, yes. Coal City. Le Royaume. The burnt-out quarter.
Is a place called the Burnt-Out Quarter? Yikes.
All of them worse than here.
Look at the perforations.
There are many of them, and they are divided into 3 separate rows.
Let's tally up them rows.
The first row has 18 dots.
Not bad.
Not bad for what? You don't even know what it means yet.
Fair enough. What about the next one?
The next is the longest. It runs all the way around the border, and then some.
Count them individually.
There are so many, it's hard to count. More than 150, at least. Maybe even 200.
What about that last row?
The last row has 3 perforations.
Just 3?
That's it.
Hey, Kim, what do these holes mean?
Those are perforations. They represent your record as an officer of the RCM. They are your statistics, as it were. I should have guessed you'd keep a record. Officers often do. Let's take a look.
Son, here is where we score your life performance. You better hope it's good.
Oh man, it's not gonna be good, is it?
The first row represents your years of service. 18 years. Okay, not bad at all. What did you do before you volunteered?
Good lord, these options. 18 years I've done this? Got drunk like a megastar? Walk the land telling ladies of the night and liars of the end to come. There are 9,855 days remaining. I was a hobo and I lived under a boat. Probably some boring office job. I feel like I just went around apologizing all the time. Do you really think I have any idea?
Fair point. Let's move on, shall we? This next row, the one that wraps all the way around, is your number of closed cases. Closed is good. It means finished. You've got, let's see... Wow, more than 200.
I would have thought more.
It's quite a lot, even for someone who's been on the force for nearly 2 decades. Usually, clearing more than 10 cases a year puts you in the 90th percentile of all RCM officers.
I told you I was a superstar cop.
Call it what you want. You were a valuable member of your precinct. Now, let's look at the last row.
Is that unsolved cases?
Right. Those are your confirmed kills. You've got precisely 3 perforations there.
Confirmed kills. That sounds pretty evil. A drink would soften that feeling.
I was expecting a higher number.
For an RCM officer, especially Precinct 41, which is in the Jamrock Quarter, it's rather tame. I mean that in a good way. There are certain officers who treat their kills like some kind of ghoulish game. If they do happen to solve a case, it's usually by accident.
It's obvious the lieutenant doesn't think very highly of these officers.
But it seems as though you are, or at least were, one of the good ones. So we have that to be thankful for.
Do you have any confirmed kills, Kim?
Yes.
It's not a problem for him to state it, however.
How do you handle the strain?
Everyone has their own method of coping. Some more effective, or self-destructive than others.
Gives you a meaningful look.
Personally, I find it helps to keep up a few hobbies.
Ooh, tell me about your hobbies.
Oh, this and that. Let's not get into it now.
Maybe I should find a hobby, like collecting and reading every Man from Hjemdal book.
Why not gardening? You've already got the gloves.
There's so many complicated flags in this conversation, so many like references to other things that I've thought and interacted with him. It's insane. Like, jeez.
It's meant in earnest. Please don't mistake it for a jab.
Thanks for this.
The lieutenant nods.
All right, let's go.
Right. I'll go turn off the lights.
You can now see your statistics on your journal page, to the right of the task description.
Hang on. Oh, weird. My honor's at 0. I don't know what to make of that. Also not an apocalypse cop. Yeah, I definitely feel like I'm superstar cop. I mean, like, this is all I've been asking, right? Like, this is basically all I've been asking for. I'm glad it's, like, in the game, but people have been giving me a hard time about this sort of thing. I'm like, I just want to have some sense of what the whole existence... Like, I just want to know what kind of game I'm playing, and it's taken me an incredibly long time to sort that out. Interesting, though. It's interesting to me that it takes the literal, like, statistics and then, like, adds the figurative ones. I honestly have no concept of how many honor choices I would have had at this point. I definitely don't think I'm like a traditional good cop in the way where I would expect to have a lot of honor, necessarily. But I don't know. Oh, hey, wait. Orbs. Okay, that's not a great orb. Is this a better orb? Pigs go home. Not, like, a lot better. 100% pie apple. Nice. Congrats on the get there, Arcadius. Although, like, is there some reason that needs to be legally distinct from an apple pie? The way where, like, it's questionable, like, the 100% juice apple is from concentrate, and thus, I think, legally distinct from apple juice? But maybe also, like, a branding thing? I don't know. Smoke a friend! I'm gonna save again because I have no faith in anything. Finally. I've waited a whole day for this, sort of.
Gendarmerie, you found me.
The young man on the balcony gives you a bright smile before taking another drag from his cigarette.
It feels like a Friday. He seems to be in a good mood tonight.
It's not a Sunday, though.
And his shirt is still unbuttoned.
We got your hint.
Beautiful.
Something sparkles in his eyes.
Are you here to make things right again?
I am both the law and a superstar cop. I'm not gonna make things right. I'm gonna make them spectacular.
Beautiful.
Nearby street lamp casts shadows on his chin, drawing out his slender cheekbones.
I have some good news for you. My Sunday friend is visiting me tonight. I told him about you and he'd like to say hello. Step in. He's already waiting.
Wow, I really didn't expect that to be the way this was going. Sweetie is here for a Sunday friend. Nice. I like the callback and the phrasing. Is it Friday tonight? Feels like a Friday.
Yeah, it does feel like the end of the week. Such gentle weather.
It does actually feel like a Friday. Because it is one in real life. I'll talk to him, but I have some questions for you first.
That's nice, but I don't have anything to tell you. It's my friend you're looking for, not me.
That's fair enough. That was the only way I could end that conversation.
He takes another drag of his unfiltered cigarette and looks around. It's getting dark, and the neighboring windows have lit up, one by one. Downstairs, a cat crosses the yard, disappearing into the bush.
Sweet. I high-rolled and saw a cat.
Besides, I've got to run.
That's a little
He's
weird.
going to leave you alone again. That's sad.
All my senses want this man to be my Sunday friend, I think.
Something tells you you're never going to talk to an individual this cool or mysterious ever again.
3 is so, like, sad and petty. Go if you must. I don't care. I don't care about people leaving me all the time. It's not like I'm doing it for you, Baka. But I just found you again.
Just look at it. It's a beautiful night. Who's going to stay in on a night like this?
I don't know.
He's right. Only losers go to bed early. Time to break out the booze.
Literally the worst of all the voices in my head.
A man on high heels stumbles out of a basement club, music blasting over the entire district. It's chilly, and as the chemicals hit his nervous system, 1,000 shivers ripple through his body.
Only if you promise we'll talk again. It's important.
Something flutters in the corner of the lieutenant's mouth as you're saying those words.
We'll talk. Just not tonight. Take care, alright?
Yeah, I got a level. Go me. Interview the Sunday friend. Oh, hang on. Take care, alright, he says with another disarming smile before slipping off into the night. Let's go, Kim.
Right after you.
Sunday friend. Oh, look at all these orbs! A quarterly business magazine. An empty ashtray. Government issues taking all over rubbish. Oh man, dishes soaked up in a pot. Flyers for underground parties. There's a yellow orb. Dates for open lectures at the local university. There's... I can reach under the bed for money? That's like a totally normal thing to do? No, hang on. It's a Sumerian conical hat, which reduces suggestion for logic. I might need that at some point, because I got a lot of suggestion. An exquisite canopy bed made of it'd be really funny if I leveled up again, like in this room. Photo of old same apartment, dated 01. Expensive men's perfume lingers on the air. Bucket of paint and a layer of old newspapers, and whatever's in here. Party Dragon Silk Robe, plus drama, plus electrochemistry. Okay. I like the plus drama, not so much the plus electrochemistry. I think that's everything other than talk. Hey, look, do you think this is a horrific necktie over here, or just like a regular one?
Officers of the Revachol Citizens Militia.
Removes his cufflinks.
His hands are clean and well manicured. This is a man who knows the importance of appearances.
My name is Charles Vildrouin, and I am an official with the coalition government. I work for the Institute of Price Stabilité on assignment from Sur la Clé. I heard you talking to my friend outside. Very good. Super. I am here to assist you in any way possible. Ask me about the hanging.
Very interesting. I don't feel like the 3D character model lines up super closely with the character portrait, but maybe that's just me.
No, first ask an innocuous personal question to get the interview off on the right foot.
I like that the game has flags for, like, if you stole everything you could find in the apartment before talking to this man, you could just, like, point it out to him. Yeah, I'm inclined to go 2 on this one, too. Before we get to that time where you got this beautiful silk robe from.
Oh, we got it from an atelier in the East Delta Commerce Center. Personally, I think it's a little culturally insensitive, but the material is great. Sadly, the shop is now out of business. That's really all I can tell you about it.
He forms a little rooftop with his fingers. Paul there sweeps in from the balcony.
Lieutenant takes out his notebook and nods to you to proceed.
Okay, so you actually witnessed the lynching?
I'm sorry to say I did, officer.
Oh, wow. Is it because you did it? Oh my god. This is the break we've been looking for.
Easy, detective. No need to jump to conclusions.
Start from the beginning if you don't mind.
Officer, it's very difficult to describe what I saw that night. It was so surreal to me, like in a play.
What do you mean, like in a play?
It was just so strange. I could barely comprehend what was happening. I was on the balcony when it happened, getting some fresh air. I remember that first they came in, carrying what looked like a body. And then I saw all the surrounding windows go dead, one by one.
Oh, that's spooky. That's a level of coordination I don't think I would assume.
That's when I understood. I should not be seeing this.
No, it's just like those types of events are commonplace enough that people are just like, I don't want to be a witness. Okay, that's a little less... That's somehow less ominous.
Sounds like the victim was unconscious, or at least incapacitated. Interesting.
Kinda knew that. Who were they, and can you describe them?
I couldn't see their faces well, and there were quite a few of them. But they were very loud and very... Martinez. Let's just say that the laboring classes can get rather expressive with their profanities.
How many were there?
I couldn't tell you exactly. Less than 10. Maybe 8?
The lieutenant sends you a sharp look at the mention of that number.
Were any of them huge, like 200 kilograms huge?
That's a giant you're describing. No, they were all quite human, as far as I could tell. I went back inside.
Were you able to see anything from inside?
Officer, the yard was pitch black. There was nothing to see, but I could still hear their voices. They were threatening to kill that poor man.
Were they men, women?
All men, I presume. But again, I couldn't see very clearly.
But we are fairly certain the lady driver was present.
Are you sure at least one of them wasn't a woman?
It's possible, officer, but I cannot say with certainty. It was very dark, you must remember.
What ethnicity were they?
I believe they were mostly white, though I believe I saw 2 Aeropagites among them. And I am quite certain that one spoke with a Mesk accent.
What happened next?
Well, that's the strangest part, officer. Nothing happened. It was oddly quiet for a public lynching.
What do you mean nothing happened? They lynched a guy.
Eventually, their shouts died down, and that was all. There were no gunshots, no celebratory shouts, no anything.
Not a judgment, but why did you not call the RCM?
You're right, of course. That is what one is supposed to do in such circumstances. I was simply in shock. I'm afraid I don't have anything else to add.
About what time was all this happening, approximately?
All I can say is that it was late.
So, unfortunately, it sounds like you didn't literally witness the hanging?
No, I didn't see the corpse until the following day.
It seems this wasn't the break you were hoping for. I think we have everything we need. Thank you for talking to us, Mr. Villedroit.
Of course. Anything I can do to assist the RCM.
Tell me about your friend.
Ah, my friend. My friend is a good young man. His family immigrated here from Kedra, and life has not been easy for him. But he understands the importance of education. He has taken his future into his own hands, and that's all that matters.
Stop thinking about your friend. What's Kedra? Is the immediate thought I had when he said the name Kedra?
Kedra is a candidate member of APIS. But, between you and me, their potential membership is a more contentious issue.
That is a really unhelpful answer to that question, even though I think I understand the subtext.
That it's never going to happen. They entered negotiations in 21, and it's been pending ever since.
What's this EPIS you mentioned?
EPIS is a very special program developed by the Moral Intern to support certain Occidental nations. It began as a unified system of weights and measures, which proved to be a wild success. Nothing but kilograms and centimeters as far as the eye can see. It was such a wild success that we expanded it into an economic union for the processing of steel. Another success. And between you and me, the Moral Intern feels emboldened by this success. Emboldened to take EPIS to the next level.
Okay, but like, what does it literally stand for?
Why, it stands for progress and stability.
No,
like
it's
the Moral
not.
Intern as a whole.
No, like the letters, though?
It's been such a wild, extraordinary success.
Oh my god.
We are very excited to take it to the next level.
You're just like actually just saying stuff at random now, right?
A supranational political alliance. The United States of Occident.
Is it gonna be like this place here?
You mean Revachol? No, it's going to have transparent democracy.
Is Revachol gonna be part of the EPIS?
It's one day going to be a candidate member of EPIS, sure.
Didn't you say that candidate members aren't real members?
No. Candidate members do become members. Why do we even have the whole system in place if they don't?
Well, that was my next question.
It just takes time. Time and evaluation. But we were talking about my friend here, not politics.
How did you become Sunday friends?
How did any of us become friends? Bad things happening on the Insulindian Peninsula? Oil platforms ablaze in the night? Civil wars lasting for years? Finally, the international community is forced to step in.
You're describing how the coalition occupied Revachol.
One of the wonders of democracy is that everyone is allowed to have his own opinion. And not just allowed, encouraged even. Have you ever tried debate?
What do you mean?
Debating. You should consider joining a debating society for adults. I hear they're oodles of fun. I used to have a flyer for one, but...
I feel like the longer I talk to you, the dumber we both get.
But now that I start thinking of it, it was for an improv class anyway. It's this funny theater thing, you know? Very creative. Helps relieve stress.
You still haven't told me who Sunday Friend
Sorry.
is.
Who?
Your friend, the smoker? We were just talking about
But I told you, officer. He's a bright young man here to pursue his education. Education is the foundation of our future, especially the arts. It is a cornerstone of our civilization.
What's his name, though?
Officer, you have to understand. I can't give you his personal information. I'm sure you have your own methods and databases, right? Please don't put me in this situation.
So all you can tell me is that he's here to study the arts?
He's deeply enmeshed in the study of the fine arts, yes.
Which arts? Dark arts?
He's a truly free spirit. He likes all the arts.
All the arts?
Perhaps graphic
Oh
design,
my god.
printmaking, who knows? The world is open wide for a talented youth like him.
So what you're telling me is you basically can't even tell me that much. Why are you here by yourself?
I'm just enjoying the view.
What view? It's dark outside.
Listen.
The baby is crying in the neighboring apartment.
Someone's baby is crying.
No, listen. The Insulindian Bay.
He's asking about your friend?
My friend comes and goes. I'm sure you'll see him around. He's a busy bee.
I had something else in
I'm
mind.
all ears, officer.
What's an official like you doing here?
The coalition is only looking out for the price stability. Inflation is a killer, like a heart disease blocking the normal circulation of the economy. It must be controlled. The economy impacts the entire international community, which is why it requires international oversight.
Picture an egg.
Picture like a dozen eggs, but then just like hit them all with like a Gallagher mallet. This guy really wants you to think he's smart, but like he's just saying buzzwords. Okay, but like why are you in this apartment?
Well, I'm renovating it. It is an interesting project. The building used to be a 12-story skyscraper before the cannons took the top 4 stories off. This, of course, happened when the coalition forces landed here. You could say I'm undoing some of the material damage the international community caused when we arrived here.
You're some kind of bureaucrat?
Yes. As I said before, I'm a commissioner from Sur-la-Clé working for the Institute of Price Stability. This is one of the main projects of the Moral Intern.
It's just all buzzwords. What is the international community?
La Communauté Internationale is what Revacholians colloquially call the coalition. In other words, the nations that stopped the disaster of the revolution.
What is the price stability?
It is the most important thing.
Okay.
It's the central goal of any sound monetary policy. Maintaining the price stability is essential to maintaining high levels of economic activity, which is essential for maintaining high levels of employment, which is essential for maintaining the social stability.
Basically, it makes sure the price of bread doesn't change.
Précisément. Too much inflation, bread becomes too expensive. Too much deflation, it becomes too cheap for bakers to produce. That's why the Institute of Price Stability works to keep inflation just below 2%.
2% of what?
But not too far below, no. Too below is also bad. Below, but close to 2%.
You continue not to answer most of the questions I've asked
The
you.
coalition believes in the importance of informing the public about the benefits of the price stability. Transparency is one of our principles. Would you like an informational pamphlet?
Yeah, maybe I could sell it or something.
A sound monetary policy is essential for addressing uncertainty. Stability is the raison d'être of the Moral Intern. It's the reason why I identify as a moralist. But oh, I don't have my leaflets on me today. That's too bad. You can always call our information line. Making information available is part of the Moral Intern's commitment to transparency.
I've heard about the Moral Intern before, but I mostly don't understand it because I'm a child and also an idiot.
It's the International Organization for Moralists. Hence, Moralist International.
That explains why
The
that's
Institute
so
of
unintuitive.
Stability is just one of its many mind babies, as is the Coalition.
Still don't really know how I feel about the Moralist International. Like, I think... So, like... The Moralists are the people who stopped the revolution, but they're not actually the coalition government, but they're kind of related? Is that correct? Like, they're working together, but they're not the same entity? The game really wants me to, like, have strong opinions about them, so, like, I feel like I should understand them by now, but I don't. It does not help, like, moral intern is, like, just such, like, not a portmanteau I would use at all, and, like, has made a lot of the references to it, like, harder for me to parse. I don't know, I think I'm inclined to say that, like, because my impression of the moral intern, particularly the fact that, like, the RCM is, like, a component of them, is that, like, they're trying to maintain some sense of order post-revolution, that, like, my character who is the law would have, like, at least a passing respect for them, so I feel like I'm inclined not to say one, so I guess I'll just go with two.
There are more nefarious powers to work for than the moral intern.
Are you a moralist?
But of course.
Am I a moralist?
Well, do you value freedom? Do you believe in a normal, stable world governed by democratic values?
Lieutenant, are you a moralist?
Me?
You've managed to catch the lieutenant off guard, but only for a moment.
Got him.
I'm a lieutenant of the RCM, dedicated to maintaining law and order in Revachol.
A very moralist answer.
The lieutenant is practiced in the art of putting on a show for one's superiors.
He is a normal, stable world. A miserable little pile of secrets?
The Occident is part of the normal world. Oranje, sur la clé.
Demolition asks, communist, fascist, moralist, liberalist, which one are you? So, like, I am not remotely familiar with moralist as a term used practically in real life. That doesn't mean it doesn't exist. I've basically never heard it used in the way that this game uses it outside of this game. That immediately makes that question more difficult to answer, whether or not it is projected onto my character or literal. But, like, also, there is the layer that, like, the answer is probably different for the character and for me. This doesn't seem normal or stable.
Martinez? No. Martinez is something else.
What about the rest of Revachol? Is it like normal world?
Revachol is generally difficult. It's led by an interim government, which means it hasn't yet achieved full democracy. But they are working towards it. You're all doing very well here, relatively speaking.
It's like every time I'm talking to people, I'm choosing option D. None of the above. Is that moralism? I don't think I'm moralist. Moralism sounds incredibly boring. I want more action. Yeah, that sounds like it's probably in the realm of fascism. Moralism is the ideology of foreign occupiers. Revachol must be governed by the Revacholians. Probably liberal. Democracy is the meaningless sham as long as the working class is under the boot heel of the capital. Definitely communist. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like my character kind of like straddles the line between fascism and maybe moralism. is kind of my immediate impression, trying to, like, reflect on exactly the way this is presented. This one's the funniest one anyway.
Is this option D usually the most reasonable answer?
Okay, suddenly I feel very moralist because I kind of relate to this one. I feel like I've said this more than a few times. Everything else is super extreme, like I'm living with a bunch of lunatics.
Sounds like you're a moralist indeed, my friend. Welcome. Moralism is all about compromise and achieving the achievable. It's pragmatic, realistic, and level-headed. An ideology for doers. Are you a doer, my friend? Now, enough of this delightful political interlude. Was there anything else you wanted to ask?
Sure. Tell me about Sur-la-Clef.
What's there to say? Sur-la-Clef is a modern, urbanized country that measures very high on the Human Development and Freedom Index. Mostly, though, it's known as the executive heart of EPIS.
Are you ever gonna define that acronym ever?
Moreover, it is a great sponsor of less emerged countries. Revachol is only one of its many darlings whose progress it supports and cherishes.
What makes Revachol so darling?
Because a great percentage of Revachol's culture hails from Sur-la-Clef. Its language, its people, its cuisine even. Or at least in the downtown La Delta area.
Jamrock and other parts of the international zone have been mercifully spared of Sur-la-Clef's love for meatballs and mashed potatoes.
Perception and taste. Tell me about Oranje.
Oranje is an exemplary nation who, as a core member of EPIS, contributes 28% of our...
Wow, that's a big percentage.
Next to Sur-la-Clef, Oranje is probably the most prominent member of the international community.
Which one of them is more epic?
As founding members, they are both very EPIS. Oranje carries a lot of political weight, while Sur-la-Clef takes care of the business side of things. Sur-la-Clef hosts the headquarters of the major EPIS institutions.
Okay, but Epis aside, what is Oranje?
Oranje's economy is one of the most advanced in the world. It has successfully transitioned from heavy industry to advanced services, and generally acts as an engine for sustainable change in the international community.
Could you, like, talk like a guy?
About what?
Oranje, tell me what it's like there.
Oh, it's very urban and very well organized. Their streets are clean, their horse cars run on time, the people are polite and efficient. Like I said, they are an example for less emerged nations to follow.
Alright, I'm done talking about all these things.
Whatever you wish, officer.
Alright, I'm done talking to you.
A moment, officer.
What have you?
Do you have everything you need from me? I'm afraid we won't have the chance to speak again once you leave.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I know the answer, but why can't we talk later?
It's against diplomatic best practices for an official in my position to be discussing murders with local militiamen.
That's very specific.
And I'm pressed for time. After you leave, I should be leaving as well.
I'm going to look around a little bit before I go.
Sure, go ahead. It's a beautiful space. Let me know if you have any further questions.
Okay, I'm going to keep all that stuff I took. Hang on, I'm having a thought.
Some kind of superstar.
Oh, right. This finished at some point during that conversation.
They say the world isn't ready for a rock and roll cop. No one wants their state monopoly on violence to be mixed with celebrity worship. They claim to know it would be dangerous for detectives to rise to the ranks of demigods and have sexual encounters with barely legal cover girls. It would be insane, they say. To all this, you say, fuck off and die, in a cool voice.
Oh, as long as it's
you
cool.
people have no idea how good these cops are gonna get. They're gonna crack 20 cases a day. In the future, cops will be like astrophysicists, or prime ministers, or prophets. And you're the first one.
-1 logic. I'm okay with that. Learning cap for visual calculus up to 6. Suggestion raised to 6. I mean, isn't it already 7, though? Electrochemistry raised to 6. Yeah, that's probably fair. Composure up to 6. This honestly doesn't do very much for me. I mean, I hate electrochemistry. I suppose having the option to raise visual calculus isn't terrible. As established last week, I do kind of like the way that visual calculus is, like, demonstrated by the game. Also, composure, I think, only had a cap of, like, 4, so raising that's also good, because I like composure pretty well. It's just that 2 out of the 4 aren't very good, and -1 logic, but frankly, my character's always been, like, a total idiot, so, like, this is fine, I think. I was just kind of, like, I don't know, I was expecting something a little more profound. Whatever. Reasonably close to another level up. Gotta find some orbs. I mean, this just, like, something moved to done, I presume. All of these is perfectly normal, a bit mundane, if anything. I mean, it kind of just, like, goes off forever if I don't interact with him, right? It doesn't actually seem like there's anything else to do here, which is fine. I'm pretty much exhausted by dialogue options with him, and most of them weren't helpful. Sure, I guess I'll tell him I'm leaving.
Of course. I'm sorry I couldn't be the break you were looking for. Good luck with the investigation.
Okay, so that dialogue wasn't that I have to check in with him before leaving, it's just a notice that if I leave, he will not be here again. Okay, so... It's like... Is bedtime 2200 or 2100? Is it bedtime? I think it is currently bedtime. Now the question is there anything else that I would like to get done before going to bed?
Ordinary war.
It's a good picture, like the frog visor in it. Yeah, it's good. Hey, wait, what is this? How long was this here? How have I not checked this area for recyclables? Did someone just, like, throw, like, bottles here recently? So I guess the question is... The only thing that immediately comes to mind to maybe want to do before tomorrow, since I have enough money to exist, is talk to Kuno if Kuno's still hanging out, although I don't know why. For various reasons, I don't know why that would be true. He's been smoking there for hours. Maybe I try to get this out of the way so I don't have to, like, do this next week. Also, by the way, only one stream next weekend as well. We'll just probably have another Friday Disco Elysium, unless there are any objections to that. Center myself. It's gonna be bad.
You missed a good show before. A kid came by and completely fucked the tree to pieces.
He fucked the tree up! Fucked it good! It was porno!
Wish I could have seen it. I have questions.
Shoot that shit at Kuno, Pigonaut.
No, I thought I did unlock this at some point, but I guess not. I have some questions about the crime scene.
Yeah? The kingdom of Kuno? The fuck do you want with it?
The dead man's clothes were in that trash container. How'd they get there?
Yeah, Kuno doesn't know shit about that. That shit is beneath Kuno.
It's important.
Listen! Kuno doesn't care about this small-time shit. just listen. Kuno saw what you did there, dumpster diving. Sad shit. Kuno could hook you up with some sweet rags. Shit like Kuno's wearing. Your size, good price. 500 real.
Listen, guy, I don't want to take fashion advice from you. You literally look like a Tim Burton rendition of The Hunchback of Notre Dame. You understand?
You'd have to be blind not to notice the giant white letters F-A-L-N running down his trouser leg.
I don't want Kuno's pants for so many reasons. That's about his clothes. I don't care about your clothes.
Look, Kuno ain't seen shit lying around. Except for that you took away. Now you want performance gear or not, Grandpa?
The lieutenant remains silent, but his expression couldn't say, "I told you so," any louder.
No, Kuno, you don't know anything about the tampering I'm investigating, and I already have pants.
Whatever. Kuno was trying to help you, but you're too fat for fouling anyway, pig.
Is that ladder yours?
No, it's not fucking Kuno's. It's ancient. Look at it.
He thinks you're fucking fool, Kuno. He says you climb the ladder up to your magic treehouse.
Get the fuck out of here, pig. Kuno doesn't have a magic treehouse.
What's in the greenhouse over there?
Don't know. Kipta's gardener used to work there.
I have to assume that this is a horrible in-game racial slur. Garner used to work there?
Yeah, that's what Kuno said. She couldn't handle the heat, so she took off. Kuno can take it. Shit's nothing to Kuno.
The Garner's actually a union
The
fixer.
fuck does this have to do with the Kuno? Kuno doesn't give a shit who she is.
There's like no chance that I'm spending morale healing items on that. I'm just gonna reload the conversation. That's like totally, completely, unbearably not worth it. Like I cannot emphasize to you enough how much I'm not doing that. You can call shenanigans on that save scum, but like, why would I do that? No, it's true. This is literally why I saved before that conversation. Like, existing around this guy is like... It's just like asking for danger.
Shoot that shit at Kuno, pigo-naught.
Questions about the crime
The
scene.
kingdom of Kuno. The fuck do you want with it?
I do want to cross that off my to-do list as, like, ask him about it, so I don't have to come back here. So the greenhouse is a dead end. The ladder doesn't mean anything, so just ask
Kuno
about the
doesn't know
clothes.
shit about that. That shit is beneath Kuno.
And then I say it's important.
Listen. Kuno could hook you up.
You'd have to be blind not to notice
And
the
then I'm
giant
like, no, I have
Whatever.
pants.
Kuno was trying to help you.
Great.
But you're too fat for fouling anyway.
I'm not gonna ask him about the mug because he's gonna be horrible about it. I probably get points for it, but like, I just, no, please.
Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit.
I want to discuss the body. Oh, I don't want to discuss the body. I'm gonna do it anyway.
The fuck about it?
Where's the rest of the armor?
Kuno doesn't give a shit about the armor.
Why not?
That fucking had one thing majorly wrong with him. He's a fucking mutant.
Beg pardon?
Do you remember how he looked? Fucking growth hormone shit. He's a giant. The armor's too big for any man. Kuno doesn't give a shit about that freak armor. Kuno threw that shit away.
Beg pardon?
Oh, come on. He's just pretending that he doesn't care because he's too small for the armor.
You're just too small for the armor.
Get the fuck out of here trying to fuck on me with that midget shit. Kuno's 12. He's huge. What are you? Fucking 80. When Kuno's 80, Kuno can fit 4 of you in Kuno. Fuck out of here.
Trying to fuck on Kuno. Fuck out of here.
What do you mean you threw it away?
Kuno tried to get the helmet on. It was too big. Kuno kicked that shit in the sea, rugby style. That shit means nothing to Kuno.
You threw it in the sea?
Yeah. That shit means nothing to Kuno. Kuno doesn't give a shit about material shit. Kuno's a fucking monk.
I can't imagine that's
You
true.
wanna fuck on someone about that armor? Go fuck the mustached union fuck. The jolly troubadour shit at the gate.
I literally don't understand. You've thrown such a hard tangent, I don't think I could possibly understand what you meant if you didn't elaborate.
Yeah, cock and boot. You know that jolly union cow fucker? Came around talking about cows or some shit? Came around pretending like he cares about cows?
You're talking about Joyce?
So yeah, he's the one you want to talk to. He's
No.
fucking crazy about that armor shit. Coming here pretending like he likes cows.
Who are you talking about?
Kuno's armor. Go to the gate. Ask him yourself.
What are you talking about? Is he talking about Measurehead?
Yes, this troubadour has it.
No, he must be
You can
talking about
feel it.
Manana? I'm not gonna ask that. This is a dumb question.
You're testing.
Get lost.
Yeah, manana. Okay. I don't know. Like, Curtis says he's like Gollum speaking in riddles. Like, I kind of feel like Sunday Friend was talking in riddles. Like, he would answer a question, but, like, obliquely. Like, Kuno just... Like, there's just... This is such a profound understatement. There's just something wrong with Kuno. Like, he's just not right. And you can apply that and just choose how you would like to apply that, and I guarantee it is correct. But, like, his brain doesn't function the way a brain should function. There's issues there. Some ports are not open or wired correctly or something. Like, just not right. Kuno, I found your shack.
You found Kuno's secret door to Kuno's secret shack. It was closed for 5,000 years. How the fuck did you get in?
It was never supposed to happen, and for 5,000 years, it didn't. I feel like it will hurt his pride much more for me to literally just be like, I pushed the panels aside.
And then what? You fucking there. You fucking Kuno's kingdom.
He's trying to fuck at you again, Kuno.
What's with the tube of magnesium?
It's a vitamin pig. Don't you know anything?
You could use some.
Whatever.
Okay, whatever. You fucking need that shit to stay on top of your game. Kuno grows through like a tube a day, and you look like you could use a bottle.
Oh, don't teach him, Kuno. He's gonna use it against you, Kuno.
It's just magnesium, my guy.
You're not getting this, pig. It completely takes away the hangover. It's like you didn't do anything. Like you stayed home playing with your choo-choo.
Fuck you, pig. Don't do mag. You're gonna OD and you're gonna fucking die.
Alright, I'm really bored of you.
Good call, Pigmeister. Don't come and talk to Kuno about his kingdom.
I don't know why it's still an option to talk about his shack. I'm gonna go.
Kuno doesn't fucking care.
This is highlighted. Isn't that done? Is Manana still out there? It's all like late and stuff. Oh, hang on, there's an orb. Hold on, orb. Closed for winter, use main entrance. Is everyone gone? Everyone appears to be gone. That's accepted. I don't think there's anything I need to, like, that did sort of need to happen. I wanted to close those journal things. I think they give experience, but also maybe I'll find the rest of the armor. Like, that sounds cool. I don't know what to do with it, but, like, that sounds like a fun thing to do. I mean, it will sort of reinforce my position as the law. Is there anything new or interesting happening here? Oh, hang on, there's an orb? It's a bowl. There's spit in it. It's tobacco spit. Oh, hang on. There's like 2 more orbs. You see hawthorn bushes outside. I think I looked at these and had to restart because I did the gun thing.
Behind the
What
dock
happens if I
workers,
just click the window?
a ceiling height window. The hawthorn branches scrape the glass like bony fingers.
Whoa. What the heck is this? It's not time yet, minus 12? But I saw a mysterious door? Wow, the computer sure hates me being here, huh?
There's a little slide
Squint
panel
real
up
quick?
there to let some air in. No need to open it in spring. It's still too cold outside.
Yeah, this light thing is like a real problem. Let's get out of here.
Can I help you? Got the 20 real? Good. You got the room for the night, but...
Please go upstairs. Oh my god. Oh, we're not doing a debrief? If I go on the balcony when we do a debrief? Is that just a day one thing? I thought that was an end of day thing. Okay, he's gone now.
The window stands broken in its frame. Cold wind blows in. You see some lights shimmering outside, but it's difficult to make out the outlines of the buildings below. Dark phantoms with many tiny eyes, chaotically arranged and not looking at you.
Hey, you know what I'm 0% to do right now? Do anything that involves going downstairs. It has already measurably caused emotional damage to my future self by requiring me to edit the last like 20 minutes of this stream harder than I had to otherwise. Those lights are now the bane of my existence. I am 0% to do that until tomorrow. It's like absolute no. I think I just go to bed. I don't think I need to do anything. I mean, like, I'm not opposed to doing cryptids. I'm not gonna do cryptids when the stupid nightlight's on. It's like, it's threatening to destroy my computer and the stream, and has already damaged the recording. I don't know why, I don't know how to make this clearer to you, the viewing public, that, the last time that this happened to my computer, I had to spend 2 hours editing a 3-hour stream to put it on YouTube. Does that sound like a good investment of time? Talk to the girl next door. Can I do that? Oh yeah, she's also a post 9 p.m., right? This feels dangerous. Quick save is fine, I guess. Did it actually save? Isn't it normally... I can't seem to save.
The door is closed. Still no answer.
Is she still, up on the roof? Can I yell at her from here or something? It seems like no. This feels like a no. This feels like this isn't happening. It's a good shout, though, I think. I think there's nothing to do until tomorrow. We'll see if anything happens immediately in the morning, and then probably in the stream.
The bed is still cold from the broken window, and not too inviting. But it's yours. You've earned it. The bed
Gonna leave the
is
door
still
open, I don't
cold
really
from
care.
the wind blowing in from the broken window. The mattress creaks as you close your eyes and try your hardest to fall asleep.
Oh, shoot. I'm gonna have like a weird dream sequence,
Here we
huh?
are again, my broken bud. The waves are coming, carrying you away. But you can't
seem really loud.
go. No, you have to stay. Always half aware of yourself.
If it makes either you or I feel better, I'm not just a broken bird. I'm like a major majestic
You're not
cockatoo.
cooperating, brother man. It's your
Huh?
disgusting body. Even through your sleep, you feel a vague discomfort suffusing it. Your belly and your sides are unpleasantly tender. You wish you could curl up into a fetal ball of safety. But you cannot, because of the pain.
And there's a lot of it, ever present in your organs. It's like every one of them has their own nasty song to sing. Every cell in your body is moaning in agony, asking, what did we ever do to you?
Body's worthless anyway. No one does
And
anything
why
nice to
might
it.
that be the case? What lava lights on such a bloated corpse to be?
I thought we talked about this whole, like, stop calling me out on stream thing. I was on the Express to Zero hold. Is that part of Kim Doll canon? It feels like it could be.
Now you've gone off the rails, baby. Now you're stuck sitting here by the tracks, admiring the wreck around you. You just can't help it, looking at yourself. The sum total of your accomplishments.
I have a lot of perforations,
You're
if that
just
helps.
stuck here, in the half-world. Could try looking at other people, really looking. But why would you want to start doing that?
In certain games, I might take the option. I'm looking at people all the time. I like them. Most of the people in this world seem horrible, so I'm inclined not to choose that. But I feel like human beings will always betray you as, like, a very specific kind of, like, feeling about other people that I'm not sure that I have. I don't know that I necessarily have trust issues, based on the not remembering how this bad relationship ended. So I'll just do the other one, I
Oh,
guess.
baby boy, you're already in the other place. There's no nourishment for you tonight. Maybe tomorrow.
Ah,
Maybe
a familiar
if
sensation.
you know, like, took a lot of drugs before you go to sleep, that'd do the trick. Maybe if you weren't so hard on yourself.
What do you think you're doing right now? Coming to some greater awareness? Look at all these lights, blinking in and out of existence. Thoughts! You're just pretending that you're asleep, even to yourself, while the world goes on without you.
Let it. Let it.
Is this how you dream too, Vasco? Yeah. Yeah. It's like this pretty much all the time. Almost always. I mean, maybe not in a completely literal sense, but like, when it's not basically just this, it's usually some sort of self-constructed, tortured nightmare because I am very hard on myself.
But it never seems to let you go, does it? Time to rise and wipe that shining sweat off as best you can. Gather your bearings. Rock and roll.
Boing. Morale +5.
fan stands still. The switch must be broken, because nothing happens.
Whoops. It seemed like anything unexpected has immediately changed here. Still not sure why it's possible to try and steal a book I already own. Let's do a little cursory morning, and then save, I guess. See you in the morning, he says, in the morning, ready to see me. There's some people here who I feel like were not here yesterday.
Can I help you?
Hi.
You look like shit.
Your ruffled face
And
reflects
I don't
in his
mean that as a
sunglasses.
metaphor.
I know, it's intentional.
Undercover?
Woman in the RCM uniform
as far as
interjects.
disguises go, this is one of the best I've seen. I mean, I could swear you're an actual bum.
Oh, come on, Jean. It looks like it's been a rough week on him.
It's not just this week. What you want?
Okay, so this guy is cool. He stands there like a statue, an angry statue, and he does not like you. Don't even try to win him over. You won't.
Thanks, suggestion. That's helpful. Something strange. Why can I not get a sense? Can I? It's not telling me what my. Hold on. It's an actual base on a spirit decor. 5. Study to 7. Isn't that a 42%? I think that's a 42%. Is what that is. Should definitely say to this man who's clearly a police officer that I have some questions for him because I am a cop. But instead, I'm going to try and pass this check and immediately fail.
You know what it is. It's like the two of you know each other. Just ask him.
Oh,
You know me from somewhere?
I definitely know you from somewhere.
Another life.
Yes,
From where? Another life?
From another life. A different life. Maybe the life of a police officer belonging to the ranks of the... To what station do you think you would belong in this alternate and totally fictional reality?
I mean, I'm pretty sure mine's the 41st. Either mine or Kim's is. But, like...
He seems to be observing
69th.
through the reflective glass of his eyewear. There's no reply. Perhaps repeat it?
Yeah, I should probably say it again.
Repeating it
69?
gets no reaction from the man with the sunglasses. Suddenly, the world is very quiet. Even the howling wind outside sounds a bit embarrassed.
I apologize. I'm not sure that you
Repeating
heard
it
me.
gets no reaction from the man with the sunglasses. Suddenly, the world is very...
No, like,
Repeating it
69?
gets no reaction from...
No, like,
Repeating it
69.
gets no reaction.
Okay, okay.
41st?
That's plausible. That's entirely plausible. Now we're really getting somewhere. Somewhere good.
Let's talk more about that hypothetical Station 41. What would our
Let's get
relationship
crazy.
be like?
Let's say you and I are partners. How's that for a thought experiment?
You seem like a cool guy. That's not... Well, no. Kim's pretty cool. I like Kim, and he puts up with my crap, and, is only passive-aggressively judgmental and not openly hostile like you've been for the past, like, 3 minutes.
I'm sure he's fucking flattered, but Kim is not part of this thought experiment. In this one, We're partners.
The lieutenant is silent.
I appear to have gotten an achievement called the Goodest of Good Cops, and that doesn't sound right at all. It seems... You seem like a cool guy. I feel like we could be rockstar cops together.
Or would I be cramping your style? Never mind. Partner.
Actually, I probably shouldn't have called you my partner, because Kim's
not
my
your
partner.
This union is temporary.
A little premonition for you, Lieutenant. Sooner or later, probably sooner, your new friend tells you he doesn't need you. He will then suggest you should fuck off. When that happens, I suggest you take his advice.
The lieutenant merely bows his head in response.
Oh,
Do you
no,
have a crime
no,
to
no.
solve?
You see, I enjoy watching other better cops solve crimes. And let me tell you, it's been quite a privilege seeing you work.
This isn't helping.
She says, shaking her head and looking at the man in the sunglasses disapprovingly. Who else is in this imaginary
You're
police
not
station?
going to believe this, but police officers. Yes, sir. Solving crimes, locking up bad guys, and get this, and not getting that drink on at 2 o'clock. Just some regular boring motherfuckers in suits and uniforms. Nothing spectacularly extravagant like you, the far-out son of Lang.
Hey, did you happen to notice my really cool Man from Heimdall shirt? Who's the far-out son of Lang?
You eccentric genius. I mean, with your unorthodox approach to police work, it has to be you.
Want to tell me more
Not
about
even a
him or
little
her?
bit.
It's an urban myth.
Okay.
About an officer who is so far undercover he can't remember who he is. As I said, just an urban myth. You are not the son of Lang.
He's trying to protect you from further rough handling, dished out by this sunglassed man.
You know, I gotta be honest, I'm struggling to imagine
Neither
that.
can I, partner. Neither can I.
His gray eyes suddenly flash above the glass
It's a
frames.
mere
They feel
second,
sad.
But it feels like you saw something. A gram of compassion in that sadness.
You got some questions,
About
buddy.
what?
I'm a
You
cop.
don't look like a cop. You know what you look like?
Like a
Yes,
megastar?
a superstar cop. Of course. This again. No.
Answer some questions?
No, he
Don't
doesn't.
you have to?
If I wasn't clinically depressed, I'd burst out laughing. But I'm gonna go with no right now.
If you don't want to answer some questions, maybe you want to hear me say things?
I don't want to hear you say things.
Come on,
Oh, that hurts my feelings.
Okay, say things. I want to hear you say things.
Hear that? He wants you to say things. Say one.
Thanks, Authority. I knew you'd have my back on
Suddenly,
this one.
out of nowhere, case-related things start popping up in your head.
Oh, okay. I'm doing this investigation and a man was hanged.
Do you know who hanged him? Yeah, I can see
No.
that. I don't know.
Why am I telling you this?
Why are you?
Who knows why we do the things we do? Somehow, bouncing those ideas off the man with sunglasses felt calming, like you've done it before.
It's fascinating. I wonder what I could possibly have done this morning to have already damaged my emotional state to the point that I'd be able to heal it by doing that. I guess maybe I could not talk to this guy for most of the day or something?
You know what? It must be because he's buff. He looks like he works out, like he's got the devil on his back.
Would have been good to know that that was going to be the effect of that earlier,
Oh my
but, you know,
God,
whatever.
there's more. You want something more? What is it? Watch out
Okay,
for
I love you,
yourself,
bye-bye.
loser.
That voice, so very familiar. Did you hear it when calling to your station?
Yeah, I'm pretty
and reporting
sure.
Your badge missing.
Pretty sure that is
Oh,
the same
really?
voice,
I
yeah.
wonder where.
I lost my badge recently, and when I called in to report it, you were there. And you were probably there
That's the
too,
where
lady.
You remember me from?
I have a bit of
You
ouchy
don't
brain.
say. Goodbye then. The voice thing was a coincidence. Run along, asshole.
Okay, thanks. I don't think that guy likes me very much. Why can I not save? Is there a reason that I would not be able to save? For real, this seems like a problem. Why can I not save? We could try quick save as F5. That doesn't work either, huh? Might be a restart situation. I mean, it's not so much a restart situation as the stream is definitely over one way or another. And you all wanted to talk about cryptids with the game-destroying solar nova happening down here. Anyway, maybe we'll have to replay that or maybe not, I don't know. But I guess... I mean, I saved like pretty close to before going to bed. When was the last save I was able to do? Was it before talking to Kuno? Not ideal, but still not that far back. Anyway, definitely go into the menu. I think it's before Kuno. Great, I'm so glad the stream is broken. That's my favorite, I love it. Just close that. That's my own problem to deal with. Now let's wait several minutes for the game to close. Just going super well, I love it. Still not closing. Still definitely working at peak efficiency. I don't know what it is. Like, maybe there's, like, even more graphical settings I can reduce. It doesn't seem like the game should be that taxing, but, like, it's the only game that I've tried to stream directly off the computer, other than Stray, which, like, for obvious reasons, that was beyond the capabilities of my humble computer, that has given it, like, significant trouble. And while it's not graphically like the tamest game I've tried to stream directly off the computer, it doesn't feel like it should be having as much trouble as it's having. Regardless, the stream is more or less over. We do have one final order of business before I go about sobbing over trying to edit the GD stream, which is to locate the secret Squirtle somewhere on the couch behind me. Wow, that lag is horrific. Somewhere on the couch behind me is a Squirtle. If you can see it, like, maybe you notice this extremely tiny gentleman up here. That one's not a secret, because you can see it. But otherwise, it is behind or under some friend on the couch. And I will give you a moment to consider where you think Squirtle might be hiding. And then we will find it, and then promptly end the stream, because the disco lights in the cafeteria caused radically destabilizing event. And I'll have to see if there's something more that I could do to... It seems to be lighting effects. If I had to guess based on the two major data points I have, the game trying to, like, render lighting in real time is, like, a real problem for it. Does Baby Yoda have a blueberry? I'm not sure I understand the question. Oh, you mean on my shirt, not the Baby Yoda on the couch. Now, he has a little, like, macaron-style cookie. There's an episode where he, like, steals, like, a little tin container of, they really look like space macarons. I think macaron is the one that's like a sandwich, and not the weird coconut cluster, which is a macaroon, if I remember correctly. Okay. So we got a Pikachu guess, we got a Togepi guess, we got a Dolphin guess. Any other guesses? Oh, the Angry Octopus. Got it. Okay. Well, great. I'm eager to end the stream so that I don't have to think about it as soon as I could possibly manage to do that, which will not come soon enough. I hate the lights. Much like real life. Okay, sure. Let's go with Angry Octopus. It's worth noting that I switched the Angry Octopus from extremely angry to just angry. It's been a relatively good week, which is a rarity in the year 2023. He's hiding something, but it's not a Squirtle. It's this little dragon-y guy. It's sort of like a vanilla-style dragon that does not have a donut. We have like a bigger one that has a donut, which is very good. Just behind Harry the Dolphin. Also hiding something, but not a Squirtle. It's our friend Groot. Okay, it's just with our fox friend. You may have been able to see it, but he was perched atop our whale friend, Laboon. It's from One Piece. They painted his Jolly Roger on the front of the whale. It's a whole story. Unfortunately, not a Squirtle, though. Someone had just, under our little pirate friend, obviously directly beneath them, is Lorenzo, who's our big lobster pal. He's got his little feet, and he's got his big hands, and he's very good. Hiding down there, another set of pod friend, our mustachioed gentle whale. Next, I guess perhaps Carlos was harboring the secret Squirtle. But alas, it's this rarely seen Eevee that I've had for so long I genuinely don't remember when or where I got it. It's a little off-the-curve Eevee model, which tells you how old it is. Now you may have noticed that the couch is in quite the state of disarray after lodging all those guests. So where might the Squirtle be hiding? Well, underneath this Pikachu and behind this massive mountain of a Togepi, there is, in fact, a concealed Squirtle. Or, as one might say, a secret Squirtle. I did appreciate the revelation. You can no longer see it because Togepi tipped over. But I like that you can, the little spikes on Togepi's head have space for you to tuck like a small Carlos in them or something. That's, I think that's pretty fun. Anyway, congrats to those of you, Demolition. Someone had also guessed, Kronos had guessed behind Togepi. And that was the crossroads of our secret Squirtle. So as a reminder, no stream tomorrow or next Saturday, but I will be back next Friday for our next installment of Disco Elysium, during which I have no idea what we'll do, but apparently our old partner showed up. And I can't imagine that's going to go, like, super well. But thanks for hanging out and watching tonight. Hope you've enjoyed. Thank you for being here. Thanks for being you, and I hope to see you again soon. Whether it's for next Friday's Disco Elysium or sometime in the future when the schedule resumes its normal course. I look forward to having you back here, and until then, remember that you are Clausen. Night, everybody.